It's the Joe Show. I'm not Joe Murray. That's what he would start. I'm Joe Murray. No, I'm not Joe Murray. I was just with Joe Murray. He is alive. I can confirm Joe Murray is alive. He's doing very well. Thriving, one would argue. Joe and I were just hanging out at Nesson. I'm Matt McCarthy. Hi, how you doing? And I'm here all the way until 11 o'clock tonight. And I will be very much not watching the Red Sox and the Yankees. I will tell you that right now. I'm very interested, though, in the Holland-Tunisia game, as the Netherlands is about to dog walk Tunisia tonight. They're probably going to put up 6 goals on them. It's 3 minutes in at this point. Netherlands leads 1-0 at this point. So that's what I've been dedicating my time and energy to, because everything going on here in Boston sports, not so great, not so hot. Patriots had a good offseason, so once we get to training camp, things will start to look up a little bit. But the Red Sox, oh no. Bruins, based on the way that playoff series went, oh no. And the Celtics, not great. Not great goings on right now. So it's been nice. World Cup has been a wonderful, wonderful reprieve. And again, Holland's going to put up about 17 goals tonight. So that's going to be wonderful. And the United States plays tonight at 10. Hell, we'll probably be doing a watch-along tonight here on the program. No Skaz. Shocker, by the way, that Skaz, Mr. Soccer, is not here tonight. He said he had some family obligation. I don't buy it one bit. He's watching this extraordinarily meaningful USA-Turkey matchup with the U.S. already advanced. But he wanted to take the night off. That would be my guess. So we're letting Street Team Joe run the board tonight. I like that. Hi, Joe.
Well, hello, Matt. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. Thank you for getting us on the air.
Well, you brought in pizza, so it's the least I could do.
Well, Joe, I know you love free food. You got into the right business if you like free food. The only reason I brought in pizza is because I didn't pay for it. It's a wonderful gift.
Hey, I'll still accept it. In those donut bites.
Oh, Big Daddies.
If Derek and I disappear back here, you know what happened.
If I have a heart attack during the show, it's because I've been crushing the fried dough bites today, which are just tremendous. But we'll get to you and anything you want at 617-779-0985 tonight. I'm sure we'll talk about the Red Sox eventually after Cam Schlittler strikes out 14 and shoves the bats straight up there against the Sox. We'll talk about U.S. men's national team. We will have Revs player Peyton Miller joining the program a little bit later on. Looking forward to that. Talking some footy because I am Mr. World Cup. I love this event. It's my favorite sporting event every 4 years. So if you want to legitimately talk soccer tonight, we can do that. But we have to start with the latest on Jaylen Brown and everything going on with that. Brian Windhorst with comments today that have generated a lot of reaction. I want to hear from what Windhorst had to say, and then I'll tell you why he's right and why the Celtics are right. But this is what Windhorst had to say.
Brian, here's what we're going to do. There's so many things we need to be updated on in the NBA. We're going to give you a name, team, situation. You just give us the latest. So let's start. Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, he's going to get traded. Okay, I mean, Brad Stevens came out. Obviously, they offered him very strongly for the, to the Bucks. The Brad Stevens came out and said many, many wonderful things about him and respectful and all that stuff. He never said he wasn't trading him. Yeah, which he obviously could have done. And he met with Jaylen before this happened, and he didn't meet with him to say, "Hey, are you summering in Greece? Are you summering? Are you going to try the Mediterranean?" Like, he obviously told them that they're seriously there's a chance they're going to trade him. So now whether they can find a trade because look, Jaylen Brown is 29 years old, coming off his best season, under contract for 3 years. Those are things that you like, you want.
Okay, Celtics are going to trade Jaylen Brown. I'm more interested in the why. Why are the Celtics going to trade Jaylen Brown? Brian Windhorst had comments on that today.
Do you feel like you were lied to when you were told that the Celtics weren't shopping Jaylen Brown, or do you honestly think that something happened in the last day?
I wasn't told they didn't shop him. I said they hadn't offered him. Those are two different things. And, that was a week ago. And obviously he was offered. He's out there. I think one of the most important, obviously this is a Miami-centric audience that you have. The most important thing in the league right now for what's going to happen in the 26-27 season is that Boston's apparently decided that Jaylen Brown probably needs to be traded for them to be, the team that, a competitive team, because that's now going to be the next storyline. That Boston, sort of examined and then decided we're going all in. But I will say this. Boston could have offered more. They could have put more things in this deal. They did not. So I don't think they viewed this as the be-all, end-all, that they had to get Giannis. It was their only pathway forward. I think Miami clearly had a little bit more urgency. And by the way, that may end up being, I'm not criticizing that, but they clearly had more urgency. Boston kept some pieces out, which leads me to believe, I don't know, I'm not in Brad Stevens' office right now with all his whiteboards and all his plans, but leads me to believe that Boston thinks it may have some other pathways with Jaylen Brown that go beyond having to sell everything out to get Giannis.
Yeah, so Windhorst says Brown's getting traded, and I think it's obvious Jaylen Brown will be traded at some point this offseason, and it's not going to be for Giannis, and the question is, who's it going to be for? But the comments I find so fascinating from Windhorst is that the Celtics essentially decided that they need to move Jaylen Brown to be competitive. Now, you're going to hear that as a Celtics fan, and you're going to say, that's ridiculous. There's no way they believe that. They need to move Jaylen Brown to be competitive. The Celtics this past year were the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference without Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown led them to that point. They don't need to move Jaylen Brown to be competitive, and you're right about that. I just think we're parsing words here. The Celtics are deciding they need to move on from Jaylen Brown for the betterment of the future of the franchise. Period. End of story. That's why they've decided they need to move on from Jaylen Brown. And you know what? They're right. They're right. The Celtics need to move on from Jaylen Brown. Because I think they understand, I'm not sure Celtics fans understand this yet, but I've come to the conclusion, and I think the Celtics have come to the conclusion, that they will not win another championship as presently constructed. Meaning, they will not win a championship with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum together. They won't do it. Which sounds crazy, because they are, and have been for quite some time, the best duo in the NBA, at least on paper. But I'm pretty firm in this. They're not going to win a second championship with those guys. It's done. They're done. It's over. And the Celtics realized this because they tried to trade him. They tried to break it up. You are not breaking up the Jays if you believe there's a future to the group. I'm sorry. You're not doing that for Giannis Antetokounmpo, who, by the way, I think is a better fit just because, the two-wing thing, I've never really bought into that, but we can have a debate about whether or not the Celtics would be better off with Tatum and Giannis or Tatum and Brown. That's a legitimate debate. But they're not breaking up the Jays if they don't think, if they think there's a future to that group, they're not breaking it up because it's too bold a move. It's the fan base does not want it. And the reason they're doing it is because they are convicted, and that's a Craig Breslow term. They are convicted. They have conviction. They believe strongly that they've reached the end of the line with Brown and Tatum. And they're right. They're right. They're right to try to move on from this era. I believe that strongly. Because 2024, and we have to accept this as Celtics fans, and it's hard to accept, 2024 was the outlier with Brown and Tatum. This is not like they've had a couple cracks at it. They've been at this for pretty damn close to 10 years now. So I don't want to hear, well, you give them a few more chances. How many chances are you going to give this group? And yes, they won in 2024, but that's the exception to the rule. It's not the rule. This is who they are. This is who they've been. They are a talented double-wing team who have pretty much done nothing but lose to inferior teams in the playoffs under Brown and Tatum. In the last 5 years, pretty consistently, they lose to teams they should not lose to in the playoffs. Brown and Tatum are now in their late 20s. They've been at this for a long time. You just got to accept it. This is who they are. When you are losing playoff series consistently to the Heat, the Knicks, and the Sixers, and building 3-0 series deficits to 8 seeds and blowing 3-1 series leads at home to the Sixers, blowing back-to-back 20-point leads at home last year to the Knicks. I mean, eventually you just have to say, this is who they are. And you know who's finally realized that? The Celtics and Brad Stevens. When Brad Stevens came out at the beginning of this offseason, he said, well, the roster needs to be better. I think we all assumed that meant, they're going to add to Brown and Tatum. The roster needs to be better. How could you possibly go near Brown and Tatum. Maybe, just maybe, the Celtics took a hard look at it and said, you know what? This is what the roster has been. Everything we've done since Kyrie Irving walked out the door was built around Brown and Tatum. And what do we have to show for it? One championship, which I'm not taking anything away from. But we do all understand that the road was a little bit easier that year. The team was stacked. You're never going to have that stacked a roster around Brown and Tatum again, not with the new ownership. Certainly not in this day and age with the finances in the NBA. That was a moment in time, and the Celtics are not going to be able to recreate that moment in time. So the decision is, do we build around Brown and Tatum, adding a piece or two here or there, and maybe try to add a big to this roster? But for the most part, you're just going to have to run it back. They would have to run it back with Brown and Tatum. And they took a look at the way they end these seasons, and I think rightfully and correctly determined that this isn't enough. This is who they are. And the Celtics have seen enough. I don't think Celtics fans have seen enough. I think most Celtics fans would say, well, you didn't get Giannis. You can't break up Brown and Tatum now. Let me ask you this. Realistically, let's have a heart-to-heart on this. What are they going to accomplish with those guys? Honestly, ask yourself a tough question. Yes, on paper, Brown and Tatum, wonderful duo. I mean, what more could you want? Two of the top 15 players in the NBA. You're not going to be able to get that. You're not going to be able to recreate that unless you manage to trade Brown for Giannis. Then okay, you pair two superstars together and you roll from there. But seriously, on paper is one thing. In reality, it's another thing. In reality, Jaylen Brown doesn't want to be a number two anymore. He's already won the finals. He's already won a championship. He's won finals MVP. He's won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. What else does he realistically have to accomplish here in this role? So you can keep Jaylen Brown and say, well, you're not going to get 100 cents on the dollar for Jaylen Brown. Why would you want to trade him? Why would you want to break up the Jays? You know, you're not going to get the same quality of player in return. You're right. You're totally right about that. Is it going to work with Brown and Tatum? Really? Honestly? Is it going to work when Jaylen Brown doesn't want to sacrifice anymore? Is it going to work when after blowing a 3-1 series lead at home, Jaylen Brown comes out, says, this is my favorite year? Guys, it's not going to work. In the real world, it's not going to work. Because the real world has real human beings with real issues. And Jaylen Brown has an issue. He doesn't want to play second fiddle anymore. That's it. It's very simple. So keep them together, that's fine. But are they going to fulfill their potential? Are they going to make that happen? Are they going to make your dreams come true as a Celtics fan, that they're going to find a way to win 2 or 3 championships? Because, listen, on paper, they should be capable of winning 2 or 3 championships. In reality, they're a team that, when they get to the playoffs, loses to inferior competition time and time and time and time again. The Heat, the Knicks, the Sixers, that's who the Celtics are. That's what this era is. And I think rightfully, Brad Stevens has taken a hard look at this and said, you know what? We're going to lose on the value of the trade. We're going to trade Jaylen Brown for ponies. And that's going to suck. And that's going to be hard. But maybe, just maybe, that gives us a better chance than keeping these two together. I think it's run its course. And that's a tough spot to be in. And it's why missing out on Giannis kills them. Kills them. And I'll get more into that in a second, as to why it's so bad the Celtics missed out on Giannis and why I wanted him so badly here. And why I can't believe the Bucks took the offer that they took. I'm stunned by what happened this week. I would have figured you offer Jaylen Brown for Giannis essentially straight up. The Bucks would say, thank you very much. This helps save us and sells our fan base on something. Because now the Celtics are going to have to turn around and try and sell you on the fact that they're going to trade Jaylen Brown for 3 pieces and it's going to be a horse for ponies. That's a tough trade to swallow as a Celtics fan. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. I'm not thrilled about it. I just think it's better than the alternative. Running it back with Brown and Tatum is not going to work out the way you expect it to. I promise you that. Call it a hot take, call it whatever you want. I feel strongly about this. The Celtics will not win another championship as presently constructed. They will not win another championship with the Jays together. It's run its course. And here we are. Your thoughts, I see on the phone line, 617-779-0985. They were right to pursue Giannis. And that's why it sucks so much they missed out. We'll start there. We'll continue. It's Matt McCarthy in for Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, Sports Hub listeners, did you know that you can save money on Boston Red Sox, World Cup, and New England Patriots tickets? That's right. With Ace Ticket, you'll always get the best seats at the lowest prices. So do yourself a favor, buy local and save. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com before they're gone. Does your home need a new roof? Get a free estimate today from Connell Roofing, the leading Massachusetts roofing company. Book your estimate today. Head to ConnellRoofing.com now.
Quality and professionalism every single time.
Stop using the microwave. You know why?
over the last few days with the Giannis drama and everything, it's that the Celtics have decided that Brown and Tatum have run their course. I mean, obviously, they tried to trade him. And rarely in the NBA do you get an opportunity to trade a star player for a star player. Typically, it's you're trading a star player and getting 17 pick swaps and unprotected first-rounders in the year 2047, when you and I will all be dead. So it doesn't even matter. There's nothing that annoys me more than NBA draft picks in the 2030s and 40s. I don't care. You don't care. And in the end, I don't understand why the teams care about it. I mean, it is the definition of a lottery pick. Nobody has any idea what the Miami Heat are going to be like in the 2030s. I have no idea what the world's going to be like in the 2030s. So to that end, I think the Bucks made a mistake. They made a mistake not taking the sure bet in Jaylen Brown. And the sure bet, and the bet about Jaylen Brown is he's a top 15 player in the NBA and he wants to be a number one. And I think a lot of Celtics fans would say, okay, you didn't trade Brown for Giannis. And I'm disappointed. I'm as disappointed as anybody. I wanted Giannis here. I wanted Giannis here badly for Jaylen Brown. I think that would have been a good swap for the Celtics to change the mix, get a star player in return. But, okay, that didn't happen. So I think a lot of people would say, hold on to Jaylen Brown. Okay, you can't trade him for a star. Now hold on to Jaylen Brown. You're ignoring the fact why the Celtics wanted to make the move in the first place. I don't think it's money. They're going to have to pay Giannis anyway. It's not money. Celtics are going to have to pay any legitimate bona fide NBA superstar, whoever that may be. So this isn't a money thing for the Celtics. This is a fit thing for the Celtics. This is understanding that Brown and Tatum have run their course. That's why they want to trade Jaylen Brown. And I think this is what we've missed out on in recent days. The Celtics took a long, hard look at this thing and said, you know who this group is? They're a group that's going to underachieve. They're a group that's going to lose to inferior teams in the first round of the playoffs like the Sixers, or blow 20-point leads at home to the Knicks, or fall behind the 8-seeded Miami Heat 3-0 in a series, push it all the way to 7, and then not show up for Game 7. And yes, Jason Tatum got hurt in that game, but Jason Tatum has gotten hurt at the end of all of these seasons. So let's look at it honestly. Let's look at it constructively. Let's have a real hard conversation. Yes, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is the best duo you can have on paper. It's one of the best duos in the NBA. Where has that gotten you? And where will it get you moving forward? That's why the Celtics are on board with this. That's why the Celtics want to move on with Jaylen Brown. They think it's run its course, and I agree with them. I think it's run its course. I don't think Celtics fans agree with them. I don't think, if I had to guess, I don't think you agree with me. I'll look at the call screener here in a second. But I think they're right. I think they were right to pursue trading Jaylen Brown. And it sucks that they didn't get Giannis. And I would have been willing to give Hugo Gonzalez in a deal to get it done, or Baylor Shireman, to ensure that I get the star player in return for Jaylen Brown, so I then don't have to turn around and trade him for, Trey Murphy or whoever. 3 guys for Jaylen Brown. I don't like that situation too. I don't like that setup too. But it's better than sticking it out with Brown and Tatum, because you're not going to win with them again. You're not. Jaylen Brown wants to be a number one. Jaylen Brown's more interested in other things. And you have to ask yourself realistically whether they will reach their ceiling. Brown and Tatum have a higher ceiling than just about anything you could put together in a trade package. Are you realistically going to get it, though? Are you realistically going to reach it? My answer is no, and I think the Celtics' answer is no. What's your answer? 617-779-0985. How about Josh in New Bedford to lead us off tonight? Hi, Josh.
What's going on, man? I was just listening to my car on the way home from work, but I'm not really a big Celtics fan. Obviously, I live around here. I'm a basketball fan, but bro, you sound crazy. Like you're talking like you got to win the chip every year, and not only that, what makes you think that Jaylen Brown don't think he a number one? Just won a chip 2 years ago.
A what?
MVP.
A what?
He just won a championship in 2024. He was the MVP, right? Yep. So what makes you think that he don't think that he's that dude? Of course he thinks he's that dude. And look who just won the championship this year. A team with a bunch of good wings and a great solid point guard, floor general. Mm-hmm. The league is made up of great wings. So I don't think you're right in saying it's done, they're done, they've reached their peak. It's more like They ain't getting it with Pritchard, Hauser, the pieces they got around them. Bringing new pieces around them. Don't ship these dudes out. You know what I mean? Like, it makes absolutely no sense from a basketball standpoint. And I was glad that we didn't get Giannis because it makes no sense. And Tatum's the one that's coming off the ACL, bum knee. You know what I mean? If anything, if you look at it on paper, Jaylen Brown's the better prospect than Tatum.
All right, so then maybe trade Jason Tatum, which I'm not going to do, but and you're not going to do because you're not trading either of them. But Josh, you actually just kind of made my point. You said, yeah, Jaylen Brown has proven he can be a number one. Yes, he has. That's why he wants out. That's why it's not going to work. Don't you get it? It's not, are Brown and Tatum capable of winning? Of course they're capable of winning. They've always been capable of winning. It's that Jaylen Brown wants to be a number one somewhere else. So how's that going to work here? How are you going to get the most out of Brown and Tatum? How are they going to fulfill their potential if winning is not number one on Jaylen Brown's list? Because it's not. He's told you it's not. He came right out and said, his own words, after blowing a 3-1 series lead at home in the first round to the vastly inferior Philadelphia 76ers, that this was his favorite year. Do you want that? Do you want that attitude? It's not just an attitude. It's not just an annoyance. That's going to get in the way. That's the type of attitude that's going to get in the way. He's already been there. He's already done that. He wants to go accomplish something else. He wants to be the guy. You can't have infighting. And I'm not saying Brown and Tatum dislike each other personally. They don't. It's not going to work from a basketball perspective. And the whole, well, you need just a better team around them. They've been at this for 10 years with a million different iterations around Brown and Tatum. Eventually, you start to say, maybe they're the issue. Maybe they're the reason they lose to these inferior teams in the playoffs. Maybe they're the reason they underachieve. Have we ever thought about that? It's not Peyton Pritchard's fault. It's not Derek White's fault. Same way that it wasn't Al Horford's fault in 2023 or, Horford's fault last year or Pritchard or White last year against the Knicks or Sam Hauser. It has nothing to do with that. It's not Kata's fault. It's about Brown and Tatum. How about Sean in Marlboro? Hey, Sean.
I turned on the radio and you got under my skin from the get-go. All right, so here's the thing. First off, I think, so Brown's under contract for a couple of years, and I think you can get as much for him next year as you can this year. I think Giannis has a better upside, but I think you would have lost it straight up. I would have rather had Jaylen. But here's the thing. Jaylen plus the Celtics picks. The Celtics picks for the next 2-3 years are going to be worthless. Mm-hmm. You trade. So if the Bucks go into the tank next year, they're, let's say, top 5, and then the next couple of years they're top 5. By the time the Giannis Miami picks come in, Giannis isn't going to be as good as he is now. Plus, on a huge contract, they can't bring in free agents. The picks are going to be worth more. So if you're rebuilding, I actually like the Miami deal I probably would have taken that one because the Bucks get their own good picks for being bad, and then they get Miami's picks when Miami could be bad in the future.
I hear what you're saying on that, Sean. I just hate the idea, and this is a philosophy thing more than anything. I hate the idea of, well, we're going to kick the can down the road to the 2030s. You're right. Maybe the Miami Heat won't be good after Giannis is gone and Bam's gone and it's 2034. Or you know what? Maybe they'll be good because Miami is a destination and guys are always going to end up there. And maybe Pat Riley will live forever and will continue to put together perfectly average, mediocre teams that will continue to beat the Boston Celtics and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum in the playoffs. Maybe we'll just be living the same world in the 2030s. I have no idea. So I would actually take the sure thing. If I were the Bucks, I would have taken Jaylen Brown and say, you know what? I know I'm going to be a 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, and we'll see where it goes. And Jaylen Brown proved this year that he's a legitimate, bona fide number 1 quality player in the NBA, and I'll take that. I'll take a swap for a swap. You're right, the Celtics picks are worthless. I just think we overrate what those Miami picks are anyway. And I'll tell you what, if the Celtics do trade Jaylen Brown, Give me 4 ponies for him, and I don't want to hear anything about draft picks in 2036. I might be dead in 2036. I don't care about 2036. How about Tim in Brookline? Hey, Tim.
Hey, McCarthy. Love the show.
Thanks.
So let me ask you a quick question here, and I'm going to be going somewhere with this. How long has Brad Stevens been GM of the Celtics now? 4 years?
5 years? Yeah, 5 years, roughly, about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And outside of the Vucevic trade, it's fair to say that he absolutely won every single trade in dominant fashion.
Yeah, he's been excellent. He's the best general manager in town by far.
100% agreed. Okay. My next question. Obviously, at this point in time, unless there's some kind of dark horse package that's going to come out of nowhere, you're not trading Jaylen Brown to be able to get equivalent talent. My question is there a couple of guys out there that you can get that could honestly fit this, team? You look at the LaMelo Ball trade, and part of the reason why LaMelo Ball was traded by the Hornets, they didn't want to have to pay that guy with his injury problems and his social media issues and all that other off-the-court stuff. They traded him because either they let him play another year, then he walks away in free agency, or they get a package, which I actually think they did well on. Who do you get? Do the Celtics get a Naz Reid? Do you Celtics go out and get a Rui Hachimura? Do you trade for something like that? You look at Oklahoma. They cannot take on Caruso and Hardenstein with all these other contracts. There has to be a dark horse out there. I believe Brett Stevens is too good of a GM to just piss him away for draft picks.
And Tim, I think you hit on an important point, and this is not how I like to do sports talk radio, like in Brad we trust, and don't get me wrong, I do. You're a Celtics fan. Don't you trust Brad Stevens to get it right? Hasn't he earned that from you? So by trying to trade Jaylen Brown, why is it hard for Celtics fans to understand and accept that the Celtics are doing this because they don't believe Brown and Tatum are going to take them to the promised land at this point? They don't believe Brown and Tatum are going to reach their ceiling and fulfill their potential, which is multiple championships. They got their one, and I think they're one and done with it. Just like everybody else in the NBA, by the way, at this point. Everybody's one and done. So doesn't it actually make more sense to break up your team and reset it and try it again? I mean, I'd argue it makes more sense to break up the Jays, try it with a new mix. And there's no such thing as keeping Brown and Tatum together and then just bringing in a whole bunch of new players around them. Like that doesn't change anything. You're either breaking up Brown and Tatum or you're not, and you're running it back. And they've decided they don't want to run it back. It's ballsy. It's really ballsy. I give them credit for that, because I think there has to be some level of conviction that this has reached the end of the line, and they're not going to fully fulfill their potential and win multiple championships. And that's why they want to move on. Again, tried to trade for Giannis. Don't tell me they're trying to save money. You're going to take on Giannis and maybe give him an extension as part of that. This is not about money. There are money issues with the Celtics. Don't get me wrong. It's not this. They're making a basketball decision on Brown and Tatum and saying, you know what? It's been a good run. Not as good as it should have been, but let's break it up and let's try something new. I give them credit for that. I think they're right for that. I think Celtics fans mostly would disagree, but I think they're right. Said at the beginning of the show, I'll say it again. Brown and Tatum won't win another championship here. They're not going to do it. They're interested in different things. They're getting older, and they consistently underachieve in the playoffs. 2024 is the outlier. What's the more likely scenario? The more likely scenario is they don't win. They don't win again. And the Celtics have decided now is the time to break it up, I think. And I think they're right about that. What do you think? 617-779-0985. I see you on the phone lines. We'll take care of you. Quick update on the Sports Hub headlines. It's McCarthy in for Joe.
Sports Hub headlines.
We got the Red Sox underway with the Yankees, and shocker, the Red Sox are down 1-0 in the second inning right now. Underway at the World Cup tonight. Later on, the United States will take on Turkey in their final group stage game. Christian Pulisic expected to play in this one, expected to at least be available for it. We'll see if he ultimately does play. Game doesn't really matter to the U.S. They've already advanced the group. Turkey, they're already going home after this one. Paraguay and Australia will wrap up Group D at the same time tonight. That's the way FIFA does it on the final day of the match day 3. So right now in whatever group it is, Group F, I believe, the Netherlands out to a 2-0 lead on Tunisia. God, Tunisia's been awful in this tournament. And Japan and Sweden, scoreless in the 39th minute. Earlier today, Ivory Coast clinching their spot in the knockouts for the first time. They beat Curacao 2-0. Ecuador came back and beat Germany 2-1 as Ecuador advances to the knockout stage as well. Hornets today trading LaMelo Ball to the Timberwolves for Naz Reid, an unprotected first-round pick, and a whole bunch of pick swaps in the 2030s. Headlines are brought to you by DN Van Lines. Take the chance out of your move and make the sure bet with DN Van Lines, an approved mover of the Department of Defense, dnvanlines.com. I'm Matt McCarthy. I'm Boston's Home for Sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update in 30 minutes.
You're
Me, McCarthy. Sorry about that. I do feel like this is a slightly different Street Team Joe. You could speak to this. This is probably a slightly different approach to Celtics talk on the Joe Murray show than we normally get.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's Green Team Palooza out here, Matt. And,
Skaz, too.
Yeah, Skaz and Joe are, they're big Jaylen Brown. I'm with you. I've been team trade Jaylen Brown. They're not going to win another title together. I think it's not great that we didn't get Giannis, and our second options don't look great right now. But Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum I've seen enough to say, can they play together? Yes. Do they make each other better? In my opinion, they do. They do not. It's ISO. Take your turn, ISO ball. We've seen enough of it, and I'm just not sure. Like you said, they can win another title with this method.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we should have that discussion again. I don't know if Joe and Skaz would have that discussion. Joe is currently driving somewhere. I won't say where he's driving to. I know that he said he was going to be in the car. He's currently screaming right now. We should, we'll just play the Joe Murray, like, oh, it's Joe Murray, big station voice, Joe Murray. And then I'll just come in and rip the Celtics like right after that, make Joe very uncomfortable. I've taken over your show, Joe, and this is the way we're doing it tonight. We're having an honest conversation about the future of the Celtics. And we can have an honest conversation and all agree, and it's a tough and inconvenient truth to come to, but it is the truth. The Celtics have decided that they're not going to fulfill the potential of the Brown-Tatum era, and now it's time to move on. That we can say, that we can acknowledge, and in my opinion, just my opinion, very humble opinion, as I shove it in your face all night long, very humble opinion, the Celtics have it right. That Brown and Tatum, the era has run its course, the road's up, they're at a rope, however you want to describe it. They're not going to win a championship again, and now's the time to move on. And I think personally they screwed up by not offering more for Giannis. Should Jaylen Brown be enough for Giannis in a 1-to-1 swap? Yes, I think so. I think teams around the NBA way overvalue future draft picks. We have no idea what the world is going to look like in the 2030s. I have no clue. It's 2026. I don't care about the 2034 NBA draft. You shouldn't, and these NBA teams shouldn't. But they do. I think they have it wrong, but just my opinion on that. But I think the Celtics should have offered more to close the deal on Giannis because the alternative is not great. I will fully admit trading Brown for a couple pieces here or there, and you're not going to have the firepower that you would two superstar players. That's not ideal. And it's a risk. Don't get me wrong, it's a risk. But I'm telling you, it's a bigger risk to keep Brown and Tatum together at this point than it is to break them up. We've reached that point. They proved it to me this year, blowing a 3-1 series lead. And yes, I know Jason Tatum wasn't out there for Game 7, but they should have closed that series out far before. The same way they should have closed the Knicks out and closed the Heat out and not messed around. And this is who the Brown-Tatum Celtics era is. It's who they are. And they've decided enough is enough, and I think they've decided correctly. 617-779-0985. How about Jake in Hudson? Hi, Jake.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
No problem.
I mean, just to say it, I agree with what mostly you guys are saying. Jaylen Brown, he was great while he was here. I saw him develop right in front of my eyes, help us win a championship, but I think that course has expired. Honestly, I've seen a couple of trades that I have liked for him. I know it's not going to be the superstar power like you'd get with Giannis to pair with Tatum, but I've seen maybe Trey Murphy with a Derek Queen or a Jeremiah Fears in a couple picks, as well as Lauri Markkanen, Ace Bailey, and maybe 1 or 2 picks, which I could honestly see because, Danny Ainge is over there. So,
yeah, it's not sexy. It's not exciting. And I don't jump out of my seat for joy when you give me any of those names. I don't. Giannis, that would have made it move. Giannis and Tatum, I'll take a crack at that for sure. And I've got questions about Giannis too. I have questions about all of these guys. I have questions about any deal you'd make with Jaylen Brown. Of course it's a risk. Undeniably, it's a risk. But it's not going to work with them together. So now it's time to make a move. Mikey Russ in Bellingham has a, I suppose, different angle to this. Hi, Mikey.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
So let me get this straight. I just don't understand trading Jaylen Brown for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown, MVP, in the championship, wins the championship, Jason Tatum out, ACL or whatever it is, and you're not getting rid of Tatum. Like, Tatum doesn't have a backbone. I just don't understand the common sense where you're not keeping Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Tatum has a higher ceiling, and they've made this decision long ago. I mean, Tatum is a better player when healthy, Mikey, when healthy than Jaylen Brown. And maybe he's never that player again. I don't know. And you're right, Jaylen Brown was the better player in 2024 down the stretch for the Celtics. He was the rightful Finals MVP. But there is a hierarchy in the league, and Jason Tatum's higher on the list. You want to make the argument that you should trade Tatum? I'll listen to it. It's just easier to trade Brown. Although, maybe not. Maybe his value isn't what I perceive it to be around the NBA. That's a conversation we can have. Is Jaylen Brown's value what it should be? Jason Tatum's value isn't what it should be, probably coming off of the torn Achilles. But Brown gives you cover. Brown is if they're going... Breaking up the Jays is already going to be traumatic enough to Celtics fans, some Celtics fans. I don't want to put you all in the same bucket. That would be irresponsible of me. It would be straw man-y. We'll leave that for 2 to 6. I will not pigeonhole you and stereotype you into being one thing, Celtics fans. I promise you that. But Jaylen Brown has given them cover. He has. He wants out, or he wants to be the number one. That's a different way to put it. It's a different way to put it. But because Brown has made so many comments about Boston, made so many comments about the sacrifices he's made so many comments about, essentially wanting to be the guy. And this was his favorite season. It's not my words. Those are his words. His favorite season because he was the number one. That does give them cover to move on from Brown. It's an easier sell to the fan base than moving on from Tatum, and it's already going to be a difficult enough sell for the Celtics to do it. How about Ralph in Cranston? Hi, Ralph.
Matt, you are right on 100% on everything you have said. You bring these two guys back next year with this type of club, and it's going to be like it was in the fourth quarter in the last Philadelphia game. All right, I'm doing it this time. All right, next time down court, the other guy gets it. These guys they've reached the limit, and Brad knows this. This is why Brad's trying to do what he's doing, and I totally agree. How can anyone say, as long as he's healthy, you wouldn't have wanted to make that trade, and bring Giannis here? Bringing Giannis here, he was going to play power forward. People look like he was going to play center. He was going to come here. He was going to play power forward. It would have made Kata better, too, at center. But this team would have won the NBA championship if he was healthy. Now, what you do from here, I mean, the salary is going to be tough. You can look at anybody who makes more than $50 million. There's like maybe 15 guys that make more than $50 million a year. You'd have to look at those kind of guys and say, well, would one of them want to give me some? Because like you said, and you're right, it's hard to get equal value for a super player. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you could look at Luka. If the Lakers would trade him, but you could look at a Luka. Bam is not going to be traded now because now they got Giannis. But the thing is, it's not going to work, Matt. And I think everybody seems to know it that really knows basketball. They've reached the pinnacle. You can't wait any longer. I mean, I don't want to give him away. I don't want to do like, some guy, some tall center who just rebound. No, I don't want to do that. But it's reached the pinnacle. And I totally believe in Brad. Maybe he can pull a rabbit out of the hat or something. But you are right on everything you said. And I think, it's just going to come back. It's going to haunt them. And one last thing, and I know it's not your opinion, everybody else, Brown can't wait to blast Boston. We know what he thinks about Boston. He can't wait to start saying negative things.
Yeah,
he's almost saying it now.
Yeah, and listen, that's not a reason to trade the guy. It's the basketball reasons to trade the guy. And I in the end, really don't care what Jaylen Brown thinks of Boston. And he's made a lot of... some negative comments, some positive comments. It's the Jaylen Brown experience. He's made a lot of negative comments and a lot of positive comments, and that's who he is. And in the end, he's always got an issue with something that is Jaylen Brown. And that's, I'm not moving on from Jaylen Brown because he goes on his stream and says some stuff about Boston or says some stuff about Boston in an article, or I'm not moving on from him for those reasons. I'm moving on from him for basketball reasons. The proof is in the pudding. They lose to inferior teams every year. How many times are you going to keep doing it? Over and over and over again. And if you want to talk about the comments, the one comment that really does mean something is him calling it his favorite year. Yeah, because he was a number one. He got to be a number one. Now that he's had a taste of the number one, he's not going to want to sacrifice. He's not. So they're in a tough spot. They are, because you're not going to get 100 cents on the dollar. You might not get 70. You might get 50. The question is 50 cents on the dollar for Jaylen Brown better than Brown and Tatum just going out and doing what they always do, which is have a really good regular season, get a lot of you excited, and then lose to a team they have no business losing to in the playoffs, because that's who they are. And the Celtics realize that. So I'll take a new mix. I'll try something new, and that's what the Celtics want, and I'm curious how you feel about it. I see on the phone lines. I will take care of you, I promise. One open line. Do grab it right now. 617-779-0985 will continue. It's Matt McCarthy in for Joe Murray tonight on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Baseball is back on TV 38, the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, watch as the best college players in the country compete for their chance to make it big. Games every Saturday all summer long on TV 38.
Car shopping just got wicked easy at the McGovern Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram dealers Sign and Drive Summer Sales event in Boston, Acton, and Newton. Right now, you can drive home in a brand new Jeep or Ram with zero down.
All right, we continue. Matt McCarthy in for Joe Murray on The Joe Show. Just brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. We're going to talk some footy about 20 minutes from now. Peyton Miller's going to join us. Talk some World Cup. I am Mr. World Cup. Somebody's saying we need to get me a hat that says Mr. World Cup. I'd be all about that. My favorite sporting event on planet Earth. I talk actual soccer tonight, like real nuts and bolts soccer. I'm your guy. You want to talk about parking the bus? I'll park that bus with you, baby. Street Team Joe, you need me to park a bus? I'll park it for you.
Yeah, I need some Matt McCarthy soccer talk to get me through the night. I will say I have been bandwagoning hard on the World Cup.
It's great.
I'm in on the World Cup. I didn't know I was a soccer guy until this year. This has been ecstatic. Skaz has gotten me into it. We're hitting bets every night. It's the Messi Ronaldo debate is like it's coming alive.
It's the best. So we'll talk some footy a little bit later on, shall we? And if you want to join in on the soccer conversation, we'll get you game ready for USA Turkey, which I will say I'm happy as a fan that it means nothing. As a sports talk radio host, I was looking forward to doing like a legitimate watch along and break it down and talk tactics with you. I'm not going to do that now. Back to you, though, on Jaylen Brown and everything going on here. Very simple take to start the program tonight. The Celtics are not going to win another championship with Brown and Tatum, and they recognize it, and that's why they want to move on. And they're right. They're right in wanting to move on. Your thoughts. Justin and Lynn. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Matt, I just have the phone real quick. I think the best chance to move him today was Naz Reid, and he was moved to Charlotte earlier today. And I just wanted your thoughts because I don't think that they have anybody else that they can move him for. And I just don't think they can move him moving forward.
Yeah, now they're in a tough spot. I think they should move him. I'm right there with you. But failing to get Giannis at what, you're going to take 50 cents on the dollar for Jaylen Brown just to move him? I mean, I'd argue you kind of have to at this point. I don't think there's much of a choice. And I don't think you can exactly put that genie back in the bottle. You tried to trade him very publicly. They're not denying it one bit. And the reason they're not denying it is because they know they're going to trade him at some point this offseason. It's done. It's over. And I think they're right. I think they're right for saying this era is done and we'll move on from it. How about Robert in Worcester? Robert.
Hey, what's up, man? Listen, dude, we have two of the top 12 players in the league on one team. It's the coach. This guy, he lives and dies by the three. Mm-hmm. We train these guys to go to the hole. It'll be no problem. They'll win again. Trust me. It's the coach. The coach is the biggest problem, I think. I don't think you should break that team up.
Hey, the coach is a problem. Here's the issue, though, Robert. They're not moving on from him. He's Tatum's guy.
Yeah. And that's the problem. They got to realize it's the coach's problem. Going back in a couple of years ago when we had winning over leagues, we losing against Miami, we losing against teams that we're inferior over. And it's the coach. This three-pointers got to go. Too many threes. It's crazy.
Well, I remember somebody saying this to me once, and it stuck with me. And I've used it ever since. Joe, you ready for this? I'm going to give you some life advice. Joe, intern Derek back there, I'm going to give you some life advice. As old, I'm not going to say wise Matt McCarthy, but old Matt McCarthy. You ready? It's good to want things. Translation. Ain't happening, but keep wanting, keep dreaming, and someday maybe you'll make it happen for yourself. Yeah, the Celtics aren't going to stop shooting threes. They're not going to fire Mazzulla. And you're right, is Joe Mazzulla a bigger problem than Brown and Tatum maybe not being able to get the most out of each other? Yeah, he is. I mean, he's not helping the situation, that's for sure. Is Joe Mazzulla a bad coach? Damn right he's a bad coach. Guess what? They're not firing him. So I can pound the table. I can scream about this. It's like people calling in saying, you know what? John Henry needs to sell the team. Great. It's not going to happen. So, I mean, listen, I'm not telling you not to call at 617-779-0985 and say, fire Mazzulla. You're right. Fire Mazzulla. Great. They're not doing it. So what's the point of even talking about it? We can talk about something that is realistic, which is they are going to break up Brown and Tatum. That's happening. Windhorst said it today. Like, yeah, they're trading him. And, I mean, Brad Stevens, Not to say made it clear the other day. I mean, I know he said very quickly he thinks they can win with Brown and Tatum. Yeah, I think they can win. It's happened before. It doesn't mean I'm not trading the guy, which is really the read between the lines on that one. So I hear you. You're frustrated with the coach. I get it. He's a bad coach. He's stubborn. His philosophy sucks. All true. All true things. Nobody's going to deny it. Nobody's going to debate it. It's probably a bigger debate as to whether or not they actually can win moving forward with Brown or Tatum. I think there are a lot of Celtics fans who very much feel they can and are very quick to put it on everything else, be it the coach, be it the roster around him, be it everything. But the one constant throughout the years, Ray, has been baseball. No, not that. The one constant throughout the years has been Brown and Tatum. They keep underachieving. One championship, and I'm not here to discredit it in any way. One championship, yes. But their ceiling is higher than that. Their ceiling is multiple championships. I just don't think they're going to reach their ceiling. Oftentimes, guys don't. Teams don't. You get 80% up the mountain. Yeah, it's pretty good. It was very good. I'll look back on the Brown-Tatum years fondly. Not as fondly as the Pierce, Garnett, Allen years. I won't do that. But I'll look back on it fondly. But I will say, I guess maybe a little bit akin to the Bergeron-Chara years, you probably should have won one more. And the Celtics, I think, are admitting to you this week that they don't think they're going to win one more. And I think they're right about that. How about Noah in Worcester? Hi, Noah.
Hey, got a question for Street Team Joe here. How you doing, Joe?
Okay, Street Team Joe, get your headphones on there. We've got a question for you. Noah wants to talk to you.
Who is this? Is this Joe?
No. It's Noah, Joe. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Noah? How you doing, my man?
Not too bad. Question for you. Say, hypothetically, you're running a show at the Celtics. Would you have made the Giannis deal with, like, whatever they wanted? Would you have given, Shireman, Gonzalez, and all those picks just to get him here?
Matt, I think looking back, I think I would have done that deal 10 times out of 10, especially looking at the situation now. If Giannis, the only thing standing in between Giannis was Ugo and Baylor. I mean, we don't know about the picks and everything, but right now the situation looks a lot bleaker, doesn't it, Matt? Now that we don't, if Jaylen does have to be traded.
Yep. I'm with you on that, Noah. Yet another question?
Yeah, you've been watching the Woo Sox at all this year? We got Brian Bayo pitching tonight.
Have I been watching the Woo Sox? I've been calling Woo Sox games this year. It's a great take. Can't recommend it enough. They got a stacked roster down there. Got $115 million on the payroll between Christian Campbell and Brian Bayo.
And they got good food. They got better food than Fenway.
Dude, tremendous food. Coney Island. I'm on with McCone tomorrow. I'll talk 4 hours with McCone about Coney Island.
How many Coney Island hot dogs do you think you could crush?
Dude, I could crush so many Coney Island hot dogs. Those are, I don't know, 12? I could do 12. Like in a sitting?
12? Yeah, so I was telling Joe, we could do 10 each. So I think you're right. You're right with us.
I mean, I'm not talking like fast. I want to enjoy the hot dog. Yeah, just enjoy that experience. Straight down the gullet. Joe made a comment about that a little bit earlier on that we will play when we reach the safe harbor tonight. I don't know if we can legally play it until 10 o'clock. Something Joe said on the midday show today. It's graphic in nature. But man, I'll get graphic in nature about Coney Island hot dogs. Woo Sox are great. And it's not just the Coney Island. Dude, you can go in, you can buy Polar Orange Dry there, which is sneaky. The greatest soda on the face of the planet.
It's funny, that's the only soda my dad will ever allow us to buy because he thinks it's like a healthier version. I know it's not a healthier version, but it's like a healthier orange soda. But it tastes so good.
It's the best. I think criminally underappreciated. And that's like a local thing, like an Orange Dry, Polar Orange Dry. Oh my God. You just walk right up, third base line, Polar Park, be like, I'll take a Coney Island dog and I'll take an Orange Dry. Oh my God. That's heaven.
Aren't they doing pretty well down there, too? They got to be doing better than the Red Sox.
Yeah, they had a good start to the season.
We could go see Bayo play and Story.
Woo Sox were red hot. They were number one in the International League at the beginning of the year. And then here's the problem, though, Joe. They called up all their best players to Boston. Sogard, Eaton's gone, Mickey Gasper. I mean, that was like the top of their lineup there. So, yeah. Siegler's up now. So you send them Bayo and you send them, Campbell's been there all year long, and that is a rough watch, I'll tell you right now. Maybe I should be, broadcasterly about this. I am one of the many voices of the Worcester Red Sox. It's been a struggle for Christian Campbell.
So maybe we'll plan our
working
trip.
through some things.
We'll plan our trip when Roman Anthony's rehabbing. You think that's when we'll head in?
If Roman Anthony's rehabbing, when? What type of assumption are you making?
Yeah,
back
that's
there,
true.
Jeff?
I take it back.
Yeah. Hey, Trevor Story said he's closer to, it's closer to 8 weeks instead of 12. So the news just gets worse for the Boston Red Sox. Trevor Story's on his way back. Oh my God. He loved Worcester a few years ago when the Red Sox were trying to compete for a playoff spot, and he spent his whole rehab appearance in Worcester. So who wouldn't? Worcester's a good town. Great food town. Polar Park's awesome. Kelly Square is great. Whole Canal District is great. Restaurants on Shrewsbury Street, awesome. Sole Proprietor, amazing. Boynton, amazing. Good town. Good baseball. Great take. Not a bad seat in the house there at Polar Park. That is a major league experience for minor league money. I love it. I've been going to a ton of games. It's awesome. Can't recommend it enough. Except Brian Bayo's pitching tonight, so I don't know if you... I guess you can avoid that trauma. Find one of the other 4 days where Bayo isn't pitching. How about Jeff in Providence? Hi, Jeff.
Hey, McCarthy. How you doing, man?
How you doing, Jeff?
Not bad. I got to say, I really hate this conversation that we're having with Jaylen Brown. A few callers back had happened to say that, how Jaylen couldn't wait to pop off about Boston on his way out the door. And I kind of feel like if you're Jaylen Brown, why wouldn't you want... we've treated him like kind of crap the whole time he's been here. We've been floating his name about trading him for the last 4 years. And the other part I hate about this take is that it's really kind of... I like... Tatum is softer than Brown. Mm-hmm. And I think I want to be a tough team, and I want to be the Jaylen Brown team, and it's making me not like Jason Tatum.
I think Jason Tatum's going to catch some strays as part of this. Yeah, in the end, it can't all be Jaylen Brown taking the heat. Tatum is the best player on the team. At times, Brown's been better, but Tatum is the best player. So at what point do you say that, one of the reasons they consistently underachieve is Jason Tatum? I'll happily have that conversation with you. How about Patrick and Woburn? Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Matt. Thanks for taking my call. So piggybacking off one of the last caller's takes, I have to agree that trading Brown for ponies, as you put it, probably isn't a great idea right now, given that it's a star-driven league. And I think the problem with the Celtics is the play style, and that Missoula is stubborn about taking threes. Are there any alterations that they could make to kind of force his hand into playing more of the Knicks style basketball?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Missoula is too stubborn, and the problems go beyond Missoula. It's Stevens. Stevens is on board with it too. Eventually you have to start blaming Brad Stevens for the style of play. He's in charge of basketball operations, and it's not all just the head coach. But don't get me wrong, the head coach is a problem. Jeff in Wareham. Hi, Jeff.
I think it's inevitable that you have to split these guys up, and it's not even just their failures over the last 9 years. They've won 55% of their playoff games. The recipe for winning in this league is not paying two guys max money. It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, we can make the argument that you're better off with one player in the NBA right now and then surrounding him with a deeper roster. I don't quite know whether I believe that just yet, but I'm starting to be open to that conversation, Jeff. But I know this, Brown and Tatum does not work. Again, 55% of their playoff games. Think about that. That's a great statistic. Because think about how much garbage you play in the NBA playoffs over the course of especially the early rounds. Like the fact that you're losing series to the 76ers and blowing 20-point leads to the Knicks last year. And again, falling behind the Heat 3-0 in a series and ultimately losing that series as an 8 seed. You're right. They should have a much higher clip for the talent that they have. And given how deep they've gone in some of these playoff rounds, at least, before they won the championship, because after they won the championship, it's been downhill from there, not in a good way. Hey, we're going to talk some footy next. Peyton Miller from the Revs is going to join us. We'll talk World Cup, all that. We'll have a break. We'll get you game ready for the U.S. men's national team. Do it next.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
seen from Ronaldo in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the first game obviously wasn't his greatest, but I think this last game that he had, he got on the score sheet, so he should be having stronger performances from there.
We're talking with Revs defender Peyton Miller joining us on the Volkswagen Dealers Expert Hotline. What's it like to have this break in the middle of the season, Peyton? I mean, obviously the World Cup changes everything. MLS playing kind of a spring to fall schedule. You guys are going to go to more of a fall to spring schedule next year, more in line with the European leagues. Do you think that's better for MLS, that you're not going to, in the middle of Euros or Copa America or the World Cup, have this type of break in the middle of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's better. I do think that everybody around the world should be on the same schedule. But I honestly think it aligns perfectly in what soccer in the U.S. is looking to do.
Do you think soccer has grown in recent years in the United States?
Yeah, I think it's grown tremendously. I mean, we have, obviously players like Messi and Son coming into the league, so I think it'll only grow more.
I mean, you go into any elementary school or high school anywhere. I mean, people are just wearing Messi jerseys. It's wild. It's crazy. No, I mean, it's true. I mean, you're what, 18, 19, Peyton, somewhere around there. I mean, this is your generation sport.
Yep.
So, are you gonna be at Norway, France tomorrow?
I'm gonna try to be.
That Mbappe, and Holland. I mean, what a take that's going to be, huh? If you can get there.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you seen either of those guys in person before?
I don't think so. Actually, no, I've seen Mbappe in person before.
Yeah.
I think France came to train at our facility a little bit ago.
That's got to be a ridiculous experience, seeing Mbappe. I mean, just him.
Yeah.
He's insane. So, moving forward here, when you guys get back to action, what do you think? How are you feeling about the rest of the year for the Revs?
I'm feeling great about the rest of the year. We performed well in the first half of the season. There's definitely been bumps along the way and things that we need to work on, but those are things that we're going to get right during this little preseason that we have, and continue to keep working on those things in the second half of the season and hopefully be able to lift an MLS Cup.
You're back in action on Wednesday, the 22nd, against Toronto FC. We are certainly looking forward to that. Before I let you go, Peyton, Joe Murray, who normally hosts this show, asked me to ask you something about some type of pancake controversy. What on God's green earth is going on with the Revs and pancakes? Can you explain this to me?
Yeah, so basically I eat like 9 pancakes before a game.
You eat 9 pancakes before a game?
Yeah, about.
Are we talking like jumbo pancakes? Like what size of pancake are we talking about?
No, like regular.
Well, how do we define regular? I mean, what's I feel like you could like do a tiny pancake and say, "Oh, that's regular. I eat 9 of them."
So you put your like 2 pointer fingers together. It's like that size.
Okay.
With both hands.
And you eat 9 of them before a game.
Yeah.
And you're not sluggish at all as part of that.
No.
That is remarkable.
Yep.
That we love food on the Joe Show, and that is one of the great Joe Murray Show food feats I've heard. 9 before a game. I mean, do you eat any after the game?
No. Usually after the game, I can't eat. I'm like sick to my stomach.
Well, probably because I don't want to tell you, you're a highly tuned athlete, Peyton. I mean, I'm just the guy on the radio. I mean, have you ever thought that maybe the 9 pancakes before the game have something to do with feeling sick after the game? I'm just connecting the dots there, pal.
Yeah, I mean, for sure it probably has something to do with it, but I mean, the pancakes are what helps me get going on the field, so I'm not going to change. It's not broken.
I mean, far be it from me to tell you. I mean, you've represented the United States at the U20 World Cup. I mean, you're a part of the national program. You play for the Revs. I mean, you got a bright career ahead of you. So don't listen to anything I say. That's generally the disclaimer before I go on the radio. Don't listen to anything I say. So just keep at it, Peyton, all right?
I will.
Sounds good. He's Peyton Miller from the Revs joining us on the Volkswagen Dealer Expert Hotline. Peyton, enjoy the rest of the World Cup. We look forward to getting back in action for the Revs here, and I hope you find a way to make it to Norway, France tomorrow. Should be an incredible take with Mbappe and Haaland. That will be just awesome. So I hope you get a chance to get there, bud.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Sounds good. That's Peyton Miller joining us on the Volkswagen Dealers Expert Hotline. Listen, now that he's off the phone, we cracked the case there. No wonder he feels sick after the game. Got 9 pancakes rolling around him.
You have no idea how long on the night show we've been talking about this pancake controversy, Matt. It's been like you cracked the code.
How did I crack the code?
Well, we were talking about how many pancakes he's eating, what type of pancakes he's eating. How does it make him feel during the game? But it sounds like it's fueling him. It's just the afterwards is the issue we have.
Feels sick to his stomach after to be 18 years old again.
I think there was something with the Revs this week of like missing pancakes.
We did. This happened off the air. We had Marko Mitrovic, the head coach on Boston's Entered the Chat earlier today, and he shed some light on the situation that I think if you're late to something, you gotta basically take care of the team or something, and maybe make some pay. I don't know. Joe's going to get to the bottom of this. I have very, very little doubt about that. We'll continue. You're amused by this, Joe. I see a smile on your face.
There's nothing I like more than a good food controversy, especially on the night show here.
I mean,
Matt, what's your favorite food? Just curious, just getting to know you.
Yeah, lobster.
Lobster?
Yes.
So like a lobster roll is that like your prime summer food, or are you just talking plain lobster?
No, give me a lobster. I want to crack the thing open.
With butter?
Yeah. Yeah, you dip it in butter. That's the way to do it.
And throughout the year you'll do this, or is this a summertime thing?
I mean, anytime. They say the best month to eat lobster is a month that ends in R.
What are your sides?
Just literally whatever you can do with lobster. You know what I love? Mussels on the side.
Mussels.
Steamers.
Yeah, I love good
lobster
stomach.
steamers. Corn on the cob. Tremendous side with lobster. Bread. Anything. Because then you can dip the bread in the butter too. I mean, you don't even need a side though with lobster. I mean, just give me like a 2-pound soft shell. Not hard. 2-pound soft shell lobster. I'll go to town on that thing.
That's funny. I didn't peg lobster is your favorite food.
1000%.
I do love lobster. It's just like I feel like it's a delicacy that I don't have that often, so I never think about it.
Well, I don't have it that often either, which is why it's my favorite food.
Where would you be going out to get it, or would you buy it from the store?
Oh yeah, no, you steam that thing at home, baby.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, start killing some lobsters.
See, I've never done this experience, so maybe I have to. You and Joe and I have to. I've never actually brought home a lobster and cooked it and ate it. I'm too scared.
Well, you can generally you go to your mom and pop seafood place, like seafood wholesale, like provider type of thing, like a fish shop. They'll generally steam it for you. You want that steam for, and you can do that too.
Are you in on crabs?
In on crabs.
Okay, so you're a seafood, you like mussels, crabs, scallops?
Oh, not even a question. Tremendous. Anything from the ocean.
Anything from the swordfish.
Love swordfish. Steak of the sea, baby.
All right, we'll get into this in musings.
Catfish.
Catfish.
Love catfish. It's a bottom dweller, baby.
I've never had catfish before.
You should.
What's your favorite fish?
For an everyday fish?
Yeah,
salmon.
Salmon.
Yeah, because you can have salmon anytime. It's easily accessible. It's delicious. Put a little. What you do is you take the Grill Mates maple, pour that on top of it, a little olive oil, throw it in the air fryer. A big air fryer program, the Joe Show. That's how you do it.
You only need to cook it a couple minutes, right, in the air fryer?
Yeah,
salmon.
You go into Wegmans, you get the top loin, you do it for about 13 minutes or so. That'll get you to 145. About a half-pound cut. Just absolutely douse it with maple, because maple's the best. Maple salmon.
Maples. Would you ever dare to put maple syrup on it, or is that going too far?
Oh, I listen, I'm not that much of a chef, but I would absolutely do that. I mean, I wouldn't really know what you'd baste it. Is that what you do?
I was thinking baste it, or maybe afterwards, a little maple glaze on it.
Love a good maple glaze.
I just do love maple syrup. You're now having me think about this.
Well, it's not going to be a maple glazed salmon, but you can go out and you can get the Big Daddy's pizza and the fried dough bites that we have out there, which are top notch.
I'm worried about the fried dough bites having to send me to the bathroom, but I will hold those when I get home.
I will say I've had too many, and here I am. We have not had any incidents on the Joe Show, which is not. I know Joe does. I wouldn't even begin to talk about poop because Joe Murray is like the Babe Ruth of talking about poop.
There's a lot of poop talk.
A lot of poop talk
all around.
I mean, he is a poop expert. I wouldn't even dare. I mean, he's Lou Gehrig, Wally Pip. Like we're not messing with that. But there have been no issues with the fried dough bites. I'm going to tell you right now. Maybe I just have a strong constitution, but I'm good. You can go out there, try a fried dough bite. You'll be all right.
Joe would not be happy with your salad. You got a salad.
I did get a salad for dinner. It was good.
What'd you get on it?
A little quinoa, a little pesto vinaigrette, some apples
actually does
in there.
Sound pretty good.
Little apples, tomatoes, a little avocado.
Where was it from?
The Sweet Green.
Okay. So Sweet Green has been crazy popular recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's Chipotle for salad. That's basically what it is. But yeah, I was over at Nesson. They got one at Arsenal Yards there. Pop right in. Come in, do this Marconi Award-winning radio program. Just knock it out. That's what we do. I'm a professional. I fuel myself with pesto vinaigrette. Doesn't it just sound nice? A little vinaigrette.
You think the Red Sox have a good as diet as you dialed in right now?
I mean, yeah, nothing like balancing out the salad with the fried dough bites. You get a little bit of everything. You got to live a little, Joe.
At least it's not chicken fingers and beer, you know.
Yeah, well, they actually could use some chicken fingers and beer. They'd be better off drunk. They'd be better off fat and drunk than whatever they're doing right now. What is the score of this Red Sox game? Still 1-0? Let's see here. Oh, let's find out because we're going to Sports Hip Headlines. I'll tell you right now what the score is, and then we go in or out. Joe's not here, but we have to go in or out. We'll do that next.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Red Sox trailing the Yankees 2-0 over at Fenway Park right now. Cam Schlittler on the mound, and he continues to own the Red Sox. At the World Cup, Netherlands out to a 3-1 lead on Tunisia. Looks like they're in position to win their group because Japan and Sweden are knotted up at 1. Both games in the 79th minute. Ivory Coast picking up a 2-0 win over Curaçao earlier today. They advanced the World Cup knockouts for the first time. Ecuador, an upset over Germany, 2-1. So Ecuador also heads to the knockout round. That's where the United States will be headed. But first they play Turkey at 10 o'clock tonight. Turkey out of the tournament. United States, of course, moving on. Paraguay and Australia, big game for them. They meet at 10 p.m. as well. Headlines are brought to you by Boston Prolo Therapy. Don't let joint pain keep you off the court, course, or trail. Eliminate that pain with Dr. Franke of Boston Prolo Therapy. I'm Matt McCarthy on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update in 30 minutes.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Building a fireplace, patio, walkway? Plymouth Quarries has 60 acres of products for you. Visit their Hingham location or PlymouthQuarries.com. Plymouth Quarries, excellence in stone since 1915.
Boston Vision helped baseball legend David Ortiz get back to seeing 20/20 again, and they can do the same for you. See like Big Papi. Book your free evaluation at bostonvision.com.
Wrestling Hall of Famer Mick Foley is coming to the Brook Casino on June 28th. In this exclusive live event, Mick looks back at his legendary match with The Undertaker and shares behind-the-scenes stories and memories from one of wrestling's most unforgettable nights. Tickets start at just $40, with VIP and Super VIP packages available that include meet and greets, autographs, and more. Don't miss your chance to spend an evening with a true legend. Get your tickets now at livefreeandplay.com. The Brook Casino, just over the border, exit 1 off I-95 in Seabrook, New Hampshire.
Stop using the microwave. You know why? Because Wendy's has quality food late at night. Not like those quick meals.
guaranteed.
Well, just because Joe's not here tonight doesn't mean that it's not the Joe Show. It always is, always will be. And it couldn't be the Joe Show without an in or out. Street Team Joe is producing tonight because Skaz also bailed. Wants to watch the U.S. and Turkey. Street Team Joe said, hey, McCarthy, are we going to do in or out? Or are we going to do musings? I said, does a bear crap in the woods?
We're doing it all, baby.
Doing it all. What do we have tonight for in or out, Joe?
All right, Mr. McCarthy, we got a wide variety of things, but we are going to start in the ice cream sphere. Are you an ice cream fan?
Am I an ice cream fan? Take one look at me. I'm an ice cream fan. Yes.
I guess that's another does a bear shit in the woods type of answer.
Well, you can't say that. You're going to have to dump yourself for that. What are you doing? Buddy! The stream wins again. It's always a good sign when the producer, who's in charge of whether or not we can say those things, says that type of thing.
The good news is it's been dumped.
Bravo. Well done.
This is what I get for trying to copy your saying. All right, we're going to start in the ice cream sphere, Mr. McCarthy.
Okay.
Looks like the DQ summer blizzards are officially here, and we have a s'mores blizzard coming in, a cotton candy blizzard, and a Reese's Oreo blizzard. Are you in or out on these summer blizzards?
Okay, so I'm out, and here's why. Nothing against those blizzards that you just hit me with. They all sound delightful. I can pass on the cotton candy one, but I'm sorry, Reese's Oreo blizzard?
There's a Reese's Oreo blizzard.
Tremendous.
That does sound...
What was the first one again?
A s'mores blizzard. So it looks like it has graham cracker chocolate chips.
Who doesn't love s'mores? That sounds outstanding.
And marshmallow.
Here's the reason I'm out. Man, when I go to DQ, I just want my generic cookie dough blizzard. It's my go-to. When you have an ice cream spot, you always have your go-to, right? That's like you have a restaurant, you have your go-to. I get this here, I get that here. I'm not changing it up. If I'm craving a DQ blizzard, I want my cookie dough blizzard. When you see me at the North Attleboro DQ, and you will see me there, I'll be getting my cookie dough blizzard. So you can introduce your Reese's, and that's, trust me, tremendous. S'mores, will I be tempted? Yes. Am I going to really change it up? Am I going to betray myself? Am I going to betray the experience of going in and getting the classic cookie dough blizzard? Not on my watch, my friend. Not on my watch. I guess technically this means I'm out, even though I want to be in, but in actual real life, I'm out.
Everything you're saying sounds like you're in, but you are, in fact, out.
Well, again, that would be the Joe Murray experience. You say one thing, but then you end it with, like, the complete opposite, and you're like, I'm sorry, what, Joe? Huh? I'm not really understanding. It's like, well, it's this, but it's that. I'm like, but those are two completely different things. So, yes, I'm just doing my part to honor the Joe Murray experience and the Joe Murray show. So I'm in, but I'm out. I'm going to sit on the fence on that. Actually, that's more of a Mike Felger thing to do, to sit on the fence. Yeah, so I'm out, but I'm technically in, or I'm in, but I'm really out. I'm going to confuse you all. I've confused myself.
I love that answer. All right, next we got the Blue. I don't know if you saw this in Slack, Matt, but the Blue Jays will be wearing their new rain delay jerseys on July 18th to commemorate 24 weather delays, 6 cancellations, and 10 postponements from last season. These jerseys literally look like a weather pattern you would see on the news. Are you in or out on the rain delay jerseys?
And these are, I'm sorry, the Blue Jays or the Dunedin Blue Jays?
Yeah, the Dunedin Blue Jays. Okay. I forgot the Dunedin. I didn't want to misspell that.
I will say, Joe, a lot of pressure back there. You're running the board. You're dropping S-bombs on the air. You're having to drop yourself. A lot of pressure. I do think we have to add the context. I don't think the Toronto Blue Jays would have a rain delay because they do play in a dome. That would be a problematic rain delay. That you'd have bigger problems than that. We call that a leak. It's a leaky roof. So no, this is their single A affiliate in the Florida State League, the Dunedin Blue Jays, where it rains a crap ton in the summer. Oh my God, does it rain down there? There is not a worse place on planet Earth than Florida about 10 months out of the year. It's delightful in March, delightful in spring training and all that, but You would not catch me dead right now in June in Florida, where it's 98 degrees and humid every day. The sun is out. Sun's a sworn enemy of mine. And then the sun's not out because it's going to absolutely pour down rain on you and have thunderstorms, and you will never be able to play baseball because it rains every single day, and it's still miserably hot. So I'm in on this because I worked in minor league baseball. I pulled tarps for the Portland Sea Dogs. I've been there. I've done that. We all have sports PTSD. If you've ever worked in minor league baseball, you know what rain delays are like. You know what weather cancellations are like, and there's no place on earth worse than the Florida State League. So yes, they can celebrate it, I guess, or they can try and make a quick buck off of their misery, which I guess is kind of pretty much what we all do in radio. We're just trying to find a way to make a quick buck off of our own misery. So respect.
All right, next we got Talladega Nights 2 featuring Ricky Bobby. They have the new idea for Talladega Nights 2 with an F1 team, and he would be racing in Denmark or the Netherlands. Would you be in on a Talladega Nights 2?
Loved Talladega Nights. Who didn't? Out on this. I'm out on pretty much any sequel that's being done, most of the times anyway. But 20 years after the fact, I'm good. I didn't need Happy Gilmore 2. I don't need Talladega Nights 2. I don't need the latest movie in the Meet the Parents saga or whatever's going on there. Can you give me an original idea? Can you give me an original movie? The answer is obviously no. They cannot do that. But also, too, like, didn't Will Ferrell kind of like fall off the face of the earth? And now I feel like I see him all over the place. He's doing Lay's ads and is back on Saturday Night Live, and he's doing this and that. And like, Will Ferrell was great, but like, that was for a moment in time. That was the year about 2001 to about 2009, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. Will Ferrell had his decade. I think we're good, right? We don't need to recreate every great Will Ferrell movie from that. Anchorman's great. Talladega Nights is great. Step Brother, all that. It's great. You don't need to do it again. I'm good. Thanks.
What was your favorite Will Ferrell movie, just out of curiosity?
Probably Anchorman. I mean, it's just so quotable in every way.
Steve Carell is just the absolute best in that movie.
Britt, you killed a man. I don't know. Take some time off. Small brain. Third the side. There's just so much. It's so quotable. Pen to watch.
I'm trying not to tear up back here after that. All right, next we got an 81-year-old couple celebrated over 6 decades of marriage by renewing their vows at their favorite Taco Bell. After eating there every day for 12 years, the chain has now rewarded them with free lunches for life. Are you in or out on Taco Bell rewarding this couple free lunches for life?
Sure, why not? You show up at Taco Bell every day for 12 years and you make it through, God bless you. I mean, they're 81 years old. They've been doing this thing a long time. Good for them. So yeah, I'm in on this. And most importantly, you know why I'm in on this, Joe? I love love. Who couldn't love love? You know, I'm in. I'm in on love.
Do you like Taco Bell?
No, I'm out on Taco Bell.
It's not great.
No.
And Joe Murray he loves Taco Bell late at night. He tells me that's a good option, but I kind of get sick every time.
I'm a 35-year-old man. If I obviously did not have my Taco Bell era, I have passed my Taco Bell era at this point. We're good on that. So out on Taco Bell, in on love. Is it a strong take? I think so.
I think that's a fair but strong take. That's fair. If nothing, we are not fair in the night show.
Who doesn't love love?
You're in, but you're out.
What could be more Joe show than that?
Did you see that Caleb Durbin 2-run home
I
run?
did see that Caleb Durbin 2-run
life
home
from the Sox.
They lead 4-2. How about that? After a day after dislocating his pinky, he's out there hitting bombs. Meanwhile, Roman Anthony has a sprain/tear, and we haven't heard from him. Marcelo Meyer can't play a day game after a night game, probably because he's been busy all night, based on Meyer's reputation. But no, Caleb Durbin, who is 5'0" and is not a good baseball player, is out here hitting bombs. Good for him. Day after dislocating a finger. Good for him. I'll suck on that, Schlittler. See, I can say that. You can't say what you said. Yeah, you don't have to dump me for saying the Yankees pitcher's name. Although you should have your finger close because we're one slip away. One Schlittler away from.
Do you like Cam? Like in general, like I kind of like his attitude.
I like him because he's a villain. I think he's a putz, but as somebody who does what I do, I love a good villain. So yeah, I don't like him, but I like him. Again, another Joe Murray take. I don't like him, but I like him. Just keep the theme going.
All right, next we'll head to the music industry. I'm not sure if you are a rap fan or not, Mr. McCarthy, but Future is coming out with a new album on July 10th, The Real Me. Are you in or out on a new Future album that is supposed to shake up the rap world?
I don't even know who Future is. Does this check out?
I think you're automatic. Are you out then?
I'd like to support his art. I'm in. Sure. Why not? Are you into this?
I would be into it.
Okay.
I
trust you.
The boys back here, I think you're into it. I think Joe would know who Future is. I think Skaz would be a Future fan. Joe is more familiar with rap than you would think. Somehow, like he's up to date on all the Drake albums, which I find fun.
Oh no, Joe's knowledgeable in that area of music. He is, always has been. I am not.
Who are you? Do you enjoy music? Like, who are some of your favorite artists?
Very much enjoy music. Oh, you see, Joe, you and I don't know. I want you to guess. This is really the first time you and I have done a show together. What is my vibe? You think? We got Derek and Chris back there.
I'm asking for some polls, from Derek and Chris. So my initial. Are you a Foo Fighters kind of guy?
I do like the Foo Fighters. Yeah, I saw them last year at Fenway. They were great.
Okay, Green Day?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Three Doors Down?
Yeah, not as much, but yeah, that era of music, 1,000% in.
U2?
Yes.
I love U2.
U2's tremendous. See, now you're starting to get a little closer.
So I feel like those are pretty good guesses for. Like, I'm kind of 4 for 4.
Yeah, but you haven't really hit the essence of, like, think about it. Baseball guy, white dude from the suburbs.
The Fray.
I mean, well, who didn't like How to Save a Life? No, not the Fray.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yes. That's bingo, my friend. Old white man rock and roll. Yep.
How many Bruce Springsteen concerts have you seen?
17.
17?
17, yeah.
All local, or have you traveled?
Mostly all local. I did see him in Buffalo when I was out there. I just happened to be out there. But yeah, I think 16 of those would be Boston. Yeah. I have not seen him in Jersey. I wanted to see him in Europe a few years ago. Didn't make that happen. Yeah, Philly, haven't made that happen. New York, Madison Square Garden, haven't made that happen. But yeah.
Have you gone to the Sphere yet?
I have not. I would like to.
That's on the bucket list?
Definitely on the bucket list.
Because I think he's done some shows there, right?
He has not.
It. Oh, he hasn't.
I would have.
You would have. Yeah, you would have made that happen.
To take out a second mortgage to see that. You kidding me? The Sphere? Although I will say, I don't know if that's necessarily the Springsteen type of, like, you want to see U2 there, you want to see Coldplay there, something very visually. Springsteen's no visuals. It's like, here's the band, we're going to play for 3.5 hours. That's it. That's like, we're here for the music, fella. We're not here for anything else. That's more that vibe. So, I mean, if you're going to the Sphere, you want, the immersive experience. I want to feel like I'm on mushrooms or something. Like, no. The music does that for me. I go to those shows.
Who's your second favorite band?
Probably Tom Petty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One of those.
Okay, so you're like 90s kind of.
90s?
Early 2000s.
90s, early 2000s. Joe, how old are you?
29. I'm not a big Bruce guy.
You're like 90s? Buddy, you might want to go back.
Yeah, you're all right.
You might want to go back a couple decades on that. All right, well, that brings us to this question. I got some young folks back there. I've got a list, and I want you to decipher this list for me, okay? We're going to do this on the other side. That's all I'm going to say. We got Street Team Joe. We got Derek. We got Chris back there. I want to go all the way back to the year 2000. Well, maybe not that far back. We're going back in time for a reason. I'll explain why next.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Joe Show tonight brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. No Joe tonight. You get me, Matt McCarthy. Do a U.S. men's national team watch-along a little later on if you want. Make it happen. If you really would like that, I'll give the people what they want. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. I see you on the phones. I'll take care of you in a second, but I do want to play a quick game. We got a lot of help back there tonight. Street Team Joe is running the show. Got intern Derek, former intern Chris back there as well. And you know how, guys, and you can turn your mics on here. You know how earlier we were talking about how you can trade very far in advance in the NBA.
I do recall that conversation. Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's ridiculous. You can trade as far out as 2034. We'll probably all be dead in 2034. The meteorite will have hit us at that point. Whatever it is, it's stupid that you can trade 7 years in advance. Nobody has any idea what the world is going to be 7 years from now in the NBA landscape, and I think it's ridiculous that these teams keep taking draft picks that far out in advance. And I will hope to prove that point by going 7 years in the past to prove just how far away 7 years ago was. So very simple concept. I have in front of me the roster of the 2019 Boston Celtics.
Woo!
I just ask both of you to just name guys on the roster. We're going to go back and forth. Just name a guy on the roster. And
Joe,
you know what?
This.
And yeah, do you have this? You sure? No, hold on. There's a rule to this. Brown and Tatum, I'm already naming them.
Okay.
So there you go. You have 13 more guys to name 7 years ago. Let's see how well you can remember what happened 7 years ago, because it's the same thing as trading 7 years in the future. It's so far away. So, Street Team Joe, let's start with you. Name a guy. 2019. Name a guy. Name a Boston Celtic.
2019 season.
That's right.
2019, 2020.
Don't look it up. No, 2018, 2019.
Okay.
Can I go, is Kemba Walker on the team?
No, he's not. Derek?
Scary Terry.
Let's see about that. That would be, hold on one second. Yes. Yep. Terry Rozier would have been on that roster. Mm-hmm. Well done. 1 second here, guys. Gotta get this all organized here so I can get the sound effect ready to go. All right, Joe, you've got the next guess.
Was Marcus Morris on this team?
Marcus Morris. Correct. Well done.
Give me the Time Lord.
Time Lord. Robert Williams. Okay. You got 4.
Let me think here. Was Kyrie Irving on this team?
Sure was.
Marcus Smart.
Derek, we're doing way better than I thought.
Exactly.
But now it's going to get... we're entering the bench.
It was only 7 years ago, guys. Can't you possibly remember who played? And this was a disastrous Celtics team, by the way.
This is the one that lost to the Bucks, correct?
Yes.
And just got absolutely...
it was a problem. There were problems all over the place.
Oh. Gordon Hayward.
When I mentioned the name problem, Gordon Hayward on the list.
Give me the Giannis stopper, Shemi Ojale.
Shemi. Wow. That's a good pull right there. Shemi Ojale. Good luck.
Now.
It's only 7 years ago.
We got this.
It's only 7 years ago,
I got
guys.
Another one.
Derek, go again.
You got another
Can you go again? Or can
Derek can go again.
Yeah.
Romeo Langford.
That's a pull. That sounded good, Derek. There had to be some big man that
you're missing guys who played big minutes for this team, but again, only 7 years ago.
Who's the guy who has his own podcast? The Atlanta Hawk.
Not Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague. I was thinking Jeff Teague.
He's like 2022 or 2021, something like that.
I'm trying to think of who on the Hawk. So you are slowly proving your point now.
Yeah, I mean, you named like the top 6 guys on the team 7 years ago.
Vincent Poirier.
Tyler Zeller.
Gershon Yabusele.
Oh, that's a good pull right there.
The dancing bear.
We got a good one. We got a live one back there. Intern Derek.
Derek is good, doing well.
Who else? Shane Larkin. Okay.
Barry
So
Larkin.
we're missing players who played major minutes.
Oh yeah, you are.
Al Horford.
Oh, yeah.
You're still missing some other guys who were noteworthy. I'll give you a hint. Bigs.
You got Time Lord. You got Ennis Freedom.
That was a good guess.
Can we just call him by his name?
Ennis
Cantor. It's like Chad Ochocinco. No, Chad Johnson. We just call him by, Meta World Pete. Ron Artest. Just call him by his name, please.
All right, we're going Daniel Tice back.
Daniel Tice.
Chris DeSisto. He did play big minutes. Yeah, he was our starting center for a while.
Yep. You're missing another big man. Who, according to, I think, somebody, was also big. That's what I remember about him the most.
So, like, round? You're talking round?
I'm not talking that. No. Somebody saw him in the shower and made a weird comment about it.
Oh, Aaron Baines.
Aaron Baines. Oh. There you go.
I knew what you were talking about, right? When you said...
Missing another big man who they acquired at the deadline or a buyout period. You're not going to get.
Oh, Greg Monroe.
Oh, wow. That's a good pull right there. All right. You know what? Maybe you're making my point that 7 years isn't that long a time.
But a lot of these players were utterly useless.
Oh, correct. Yes. So
maybe that is also making your point that we refuse to part ways with the likes of some of these players that held up us from getting Giannis.
Yeah. I would also say that if we're talking draft, which is what it all comes down to, is like, oh, well, the Bucks had a better offer. Or, the Heat had a better offer because they offered their 2033 first-round pick. Who gives a crap about a first-round pick in 2033? So here's a harder test. Go ahead, just name anybody taken in the top 10 in the 2019 NBA draft.
Oh, God.
I'll give you the first one just to help you.
Okay,
Yes,
so
please.
we know I can identify the draft.
It's the Zion year. Zion went 1.
Cameron Reddish.
Oh, wow.
Derek, who knew you knew
Hoops
ball
guy.
this well?
Hoops guy back here. He went 10th overall.
Cameron.
There's a Lakers pick. There's a Lakers pick in there.
There sure is.
Yeah.
And he sucked. DeAndre Hunter is that Lakers pick.
Oh. Okay.
So
DeAndre, you went to the Hawks, right?
Think? I don't know.
The Lakers picked DeAndre Hunter?
That's what it says here, man.
Can you tell me who had the 2 pick, or is that
Memphis?
Ja.
Yeah. Knicks had the 3rd pick. Only 7 years ago, guys. So, 7 years, not that long a time.
I know it's not Kevin Knox, but I know Kevin Knox was a Knicks.
Are we in the Frank Ntilikina year?
R.J. Barrett.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
So, again, that's what you're giving up. You are giving up you are giving up Giannis, not getting Jaylen Brown in return, with the hopes that someday the draft gods, that the Heat suck in the year 2033, so you have the opportunity to draft Jarrett Culver 6th overall.
I do like his game. I'm just kidding.
Jackson Hayes 8th overall.
Oh, yeah, another Lakers stinker.
Idiots. They should have taken Jaylen Brown.
Who was 4th and 5th?
DeAndre Hunter was 4th. Darius Garland was 5th.
Is this the Colin Sexton draft,
That
too?
was the Colin Sexton draft.
That was what we gave up. The Celtics gave up Colin Sexton. Yeah,
once you put names to it, not what you're looking for.
No.
Take the star player. The Bucks are idiots. They're idiots for not taking Jaylen Brown in return for Giannis. What? Because, we got an unprotected 2032 pick. Great. Whoop-de freaking do. 1 in a million chance you end up with Wembanyama in that draft. Okay, all right. The next, some French guy who's 12 years old at this point, who ends up being a 7'4" freak. That's what they're betting on. Give me Jaylen Brown any day and twice on Sunday over that. All right, thank you for. I feel like you sort of proved my point, but I'll just prove my point more by yelling about it. That's the most effective way to do it. That's how we do it. Joe, Derek, thanks a lot. How about Tom in the car? Hi, Tom.
Hey, man, how are you, man?
What's going on?
Hey, I just want to talk about the lack of preparation with the Red Sox with the younger guys, whether they're drafting the wrong guys or they don't prepare them in the minor leagues, or they kind of plug them in these big spots in the major leagues with no veteran presence, right? It goes all the way back to Cassis, Duran, Bello, Meyer now, Arias, like, gets suspended for a game. Like, there's just so many gaps, and I don't think it's like one thing they're missing. I just don't think they understand how to either draft guys, bring them along, or support them at the major league level. Even like Campbell, like plugging them in like 3 different positions. And then Anthony, right, MVP candidate, and you don't put anybody behind him in terms of a veteran. So curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, Tom, you're spot on about everything you said. They don't know how to develop prospects. And whether it's they overhype them, which they did, whether it's they mess them up, which they did, or put them in terrible positions where they would not succeed, which they did with Christian Campbell, who had played essentially like 5 innings of baseball in his life. And they're like, oh, starting second baseman, $60 million. Here you go. Oh, but you don't know how to play second base? Well, you'll figure it out. Oh, well, you don't know really how to play the outfield? Oh, you figure it out. Here's $60 million because we have some data that suggests you're going to be pretty good. Your batted ball data is excellent. Like, all right, well, you're not putting them in a position to succeed. Or you're counting on guys when you don't really evaluate their makeup. Jarren Duran would be one of them. Brian Bayo, talk about not calculating makeup or paying attention to makeup, would be another one of them. Tristan Casas, I would argue, has makeup questions and problems, is just a little bit too off in his own world. And, maybe that works out if you have, strong veteran leadership and you're going to bring up Casas in a better environment, but it didn't. Little full of himself. I mean, a lot of these guys are, but that I think ended up being a negative for Casas. Marcelo Meyer, ignoring the glaring and obvious fact that he got to Double-A and couldn't hit a curveball. Second he got to Double-A, had trouble against lefties, had trouble against curveballs, and they're like, well, no, he's still Corey Seager. Also ignoring the fact that he's not that interested in baseball. Guy didn't play through injuries in the minor leagues. He's a beautiful looking man and loves to take advantage of that. Marcelo Meyer is definitely more interested in other things beyond baseball. Said it a number of times. Bats 200 at Fenway, bats 400 in the Seaport. Is a Hall of Famer in the Seaport. And you just expect him to be the next big thing without having any real veteran leadership around him. Somebody to pull him aside and say, listen, man, you're going to waste your talent. You're going to waste your ability if you don't get your head screwed on straight. They don't have any clue how to develop any of these guys. And whether it's a misevaluation, which has happened on guys like Campbell, or whether it's putting guys in bad spots, which happened with Campbell, or not paying attention to makeup with Meyer and Duran and Bayo and Casas, or just counting way too much on young kids and not realizing that you need to have a balanced roster. Those are all the reasons why this era of Red Sox baseball is failing. It's failing. And, I heard Mike and Tony talking about it today. They're spot on. I've been saying this for weeks. The story with this Red Sox team is not the veterans. The veterans actually are pretty good. I mean, the guys they brought in, listen, Breslow's done a terrible job, but Sonny Gray, excellent trade. Wilson Contreras, excellent trade. Ranger Suarez, good signing. Most of the moves, hell, even Durbin's starting to play a little bit. Not counting on that to continue, but it is what it is. It's not the veterans. It's the young guys. It's the core. The young core. This Red Sox rebuild, this Red Sox team, what was supposed to be the next great edition and version of the Boston Red Sox, just about every single one of their highly touted, beloved prospects has failed and is not good enough. And that's what it comes down to. I'm not worried about the veterans. I'm worried about this core. So you want to talk about trading Gray and Chapman and all? Yeah, all for it. they've got harder decisions to make. Those decisions are easy. You trade those guys away. You got to look at this roster and say, we're going to keep Anthony, but we're going to ship Meyer out. And we're going to keep Campbell because we still believe in it. Like, those are the decisions they have to make. But hoarding every single one of these young guys and expecting them to take over this team and lead them to the promised land, that's not going to work. Because A, that's too much to put on them. And B, most of them might just suck. So, nice going, guys. Seriously. We'll continue. I see on the phone lines. We'll take care of you, I promise. A number of you waiting patiently. We'll get to you. It's Matt McCarthy in for Joe Murray.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's Beetle from iRam Dealer, 495 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Lowell. Right now, during their Make This the Summer event, save up to $12,000 on new 1500 Bighorn, Laramie, and limited models, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Visit 495ram.com.
This is Jeffrey Glass.
The Joe turnaround. Be on with Tim McCone tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's what Joe did today. Hopefully, in my sleeplessness and deliriousness, I don't have a Joe Murray moment today that he had on the show, which we will play at some point in the 10 o'clock hour. I don't feel comfortable playing it before the FCC safe harbor. We don't want to go down that route. I don't want to get the station fined. It's not what I'm trying to do. But come 10 p.m., it's free game. I can play what Joe said, and it was graphic. Something else.
I honestly have never heard anything quite like that said in the station.
No, I've been here 15 years. I was stunned by what I heard.
Have you had mistakes yourself, Mr. McCarthy?
No, I'm perfect. What are you talking about? Yeah, of course.
But maybe nothing quite that graphic.
You know what? I have been dumped. I've been dumped for swearing once in 13 years.
Okay, that's actually really good.
Honestly, it's an amazing track record, and I didn't even fully get it out. But yeah, that is a strong track record. I think I've been dumped for a lot of other suggestive things I've said, but if we're talking about one of the 7 words you can't say on TV, I've only said half of those 7 words in close to 15 years. What's it, 2026? Is that what it is?
2026.
All year? Is it 2026 all year?
Yeah.
Confirmed?
Is this a trick question?
No, I'm just asking if you could confirm that.
Yeah, I can confirm that.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I thought you were coming at me. I was like, oh, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Just wondering back there. When does it cease becoming 2026? We can get to that at 617-779-0985. But yeah, 13 years. 13 plus years. A long time.
Where'd you go to school, Matt?
Ithaca.
Were you with Stenberg?
Oh, yeah. Stenberg, Barth, all those guys.
Oh, were you guys friends in school too?
Yes.
Oh.
Good friends.
So that you all migrated here.
Listen, I'm not going to take credit for it, but yeah, I recommended them both.
Are you guys all three of you guys from the area?
Barth is. Stenberg's from out of town.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're from?
I'm from here.
Okay.
Yeah, all over the place from here. Yes. From here.
It sounded like you were really into Worcester, but you're not from Worcester.
I am not from Worcester, but I am I've spent a lot of time in Worcester, and Worcester is a delightful town. No, I am from, I don't know where I'm from. We moved around a lot as a child, but all in the Boston area. So I would say that the 2 places I spent the longest time were probably the 2 most polar opposite towns in Massachusetts. One would be Carver, which is a weird place. And the other would be Winchester, which is also a very weird place.
I like Winchester.
I like Winchester too. I'm not saying it's very nice. It's very nice.
What was the favorite place you've lived?
Well, again, I don't know if I could pick. There's 2 completely different places. I mean, I liked one thing about one. Here's what I liked about Winchester. It's Winchester. Here's what I disliked about Winchester. Winchester has the worst people you will ever meet in your life. Until you go to a place like Carver, and then you also meet the worst people you will ever meet in your life. They're just 2 very different types of the worst people you'll ever meet in your life. One are Winchesterites, which, I mean, let's call it what it is. Snobby, arrogant, rich pricks. Yeah. Then you go to Carver, which has literally the exact opposite, which is, not 2 very, very different towns. So,
where would you say you fit in best?
Neither. Neither. I am definitely not from Winchester, definitely not from Carver, even though I spent most of my time in those 2 places. Maybe that's why I have my snobby, arrogant, elitist side, which I probably do have a little bit of, even though I'm definitely not that. I just pose as that. And then I'm also complete and total trash, which, again, I guess I was influenced by the bog creatures.
When did you become like a major Red Sox fan? Like, what age did that switch for you?
I came out of the womb, dude.
Womb, okay.
Yeah, womb.
So your parents were big Sox fans?
Yeah. They were from here. So yeah, I mean, I just fell in love with baseball. But actually, I mean, if you want to like really get to know me type of thing, I would say the reason I'm a baseball fan is my grandfather. My grandfather was a massive baseball fan. But he was from New York. He was a Yankees fan from like the Ruth Gehrig era. So that's I'd say that was my influence. He tried to turn me into a Yankees fan. It worked for about 5 seconds, and yeah.
Are we dealing with like a fever pitch type scenario here where like the Red Sox have gotten in the way of like relationships and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely, of course. Yeah.
I would say that's for me with the Celtics as well. Like it can, I think people would say I love them too much. I think I'd be classified in that. Sounds like Derek is in that same way too, coming with his ball knowledge. He was just talking Brad Wanamaker, like the guys we missed. We missed PJ Dozier?
PJ Dozier.
Brad Wanamaker and RJ Hunter.
I do remember the Wanamaker. The Rainmaker. Brad Wanamaker. How could you forget? It was only 7 years ago.
There was a time where I did buy into Brad Wanamaker, and that was a sad time.
That's a Celtics fan experience right there, buying into the likes of Brad Wanamaker. We have been there. I loved J.R. Bremer when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, J.R. Bremer's the next big thing. Wrong. Needed to get educated about that. How about Dan in the car who's been waiting patiently? Hi, Dan.
Hey, Matt. First thing I want to say is you did a segment about 2 years ago when Boar's Head had a recall, and you did a whole segment on Boar's Head cold cuts. It was probably one of my top 3 segments I've ever heard of all time. So I just wanted to let you know I remember that.
Thank you, Dan. I'm glad it was so good. I don't really remember it all that well. What did I say? Why was it so great?
Oh, my goodness. I was actually driving to the Cape, and I just remember that talking about the recall. It was a Listeria recall or something along those lines, and just that superior. Like, there is no other option.
Oh, you're right. So it's like I'll take the Listeria. Like, it's Boar's Head. I'm still getting Boar's Head.
You're still getting Boar's Head. You're still getting Boar's Head.
Dan, there is no choice. I mean, once you have the best, even if it's going to destroy your insides, I mean, you just accept it, right? I mean, you're committed to that thing at that point.
You're committed. The honey ham, the pepper turkey, that's it. So I wanted to let you know about that. My other question, going back to lobster, if we talk lobster rolls, hot or cold? That's it. I'll hang up and listen.
All right, Dan. So I'm going to give you a Joe Murray on this. I mean, it's hot, but it's cold. Meaning, I go back and forth. Generally, I want it hot buttered because that's how lobster should be. But cold with the mayonnaise, get a little celery in there. I mean, that's pretty good too. So if you let me choose, I'm going hot buttered. But if you hand me a lobster roll, I really don't care how it comes because it's a lobster roll. However, now we're getting to the crux of all of this. Lobster is my favorite food. The lobster roll is generally an overrated experience. Overrated. Here's why. You don't get enough lobster. You don't know what you're going to get. Put it this way. If I go somewhere, I order a lobster roll. I know I'm paying a premium price. You're going to pay the market price. How much lobster am I really getting as part of the roll experience? Now, if I know you're going to give me the appropriate amount of lobster meat, I'm in. But I got to know what's coming because I don't want to be disappointed. It is one of the ultimate food disappointments when the lobster roll arrives and you're like, that's it? That's all you got for me? I paid $33 for this? What's the deal here? So you got to load that thing up. If they show me a picture, they're like, Matt, this is how much meat you're getting. Sign me up. I'll order that thing all day. Now that's a lunch. But I don't know what I'm getting. The unknown. I'm not afraid of the unknown. I'm not afraid of anything like that. But I better damn well know how much lobster meat I'm getting. Otherwise, I'm not ordering it.
Can I ask a silly question?
No, there's no such thing as a silly question.
obviously I know butter isn't great for you, but is lobster itself, take away the roll, is lobster itself decent for the human body? It sounds pretty good.
I would think so, right?
Sounds like some protein.
I mean, fish is healthier for you than meat, right? Definitely.
I wouldn't know.
From a cholesterol standpoint.
Yeah, maybe some omega-3s, some additional.
You're right. The omega-3. Let's give this. Is lobster healthy for you? Let's see. AI, take it for what it's worth. Yes, lobster is highly healthy for you. It's a fantastic source of lean protein, low in saturated fat, while also being packed with essential micronutrients such as vitamin B12, zinc, selenium. I don't even know what the hell that is. Selenium. Okay. All right. And omega-3 fatty acids.
Oh,
that's the good stuff right there. You want those fatty acids, not just any fatty acid. They got to be the omega-3s. I don't know why they have to be the omega-3s, but I've been told that's good. This is why I eat salmon.
Yeah, I see omega-3 pills all over the place now.
Sure.
I've been told to take them.
Buy it in a drugstore? Sure. Hop on that. That's got to be good for you. It's good for the heart, right? So I can balance out all the fried dough bites I've had tonight. So, Derek, run to CVS, grab me some omega-3 if you wouldn't mind, please. You know what? For the show. Grab it for the show. We got to survive. Because we got to see who the Bucks take in 2034 or whatever the hell they got their draft picks for Giannis. I got to live to see that long. I got to really start taking care of myself to make it that far. Load up on the omega-3 fatty acids, cut down on my cholesterol, eat healthy, few more salads, we'll be good. We'll all manage to live long enough to watch the Bucks select 13th overall for their grand Giannis Antetokounmpo return. How exciting is that?
I mean, I for one am amped for Tyler Hero.
They should have taken Jaylen Brown, those idiots. And I don't want to hear, it's about the return. It's about, I heard Felger doing this the other day. Well, it's about the, it's about the draft picks. Mike Felger about the draft picks? I thought you'd give me the player now. Like, tanking? Now all of a sudden tanking's good? Because that's what this is. Oh, but no, we're going to wait and we're going to let some other team tank for us. I'll kiss my ass with that. Kiss my ass with your 2032 potential lottery pick in the NBA. No idea what the Miami Heat are going to be. It's a crapshoot. And I guarantee you they're going to be better than you think. You know why? Because guys want to go to Miami. Can you imagine Marcelo Meyer in Miami? Guy would never play a game. Well, we continue. 617-779-0985. That was almost a little musing-esque, wasn't it?
A pre-musing, as some would say.
Did we muse? I think we may have mused.
We mused before the muse.
Do you want to be my muse, Joe?
What's that mean?
It'd be like singing, like a muse would be like a
melody. Derek is actually an excellent singer.
What's this I hear? You're a Broadway guy?
Yes, I am.
All right, top 5 Broadway shows. Go. I'm going to judge these.
Ooh. Cabaret.
Okay.
Into the Woods.
Strong.
Something Rotten.
I've not seen Something Rotten.
It's great. It's about Shakespeare and
Okay. That makes sense. Something Rotten in the state of Denmark, right? Isn't that what Macbeth says? Or Lady Macbeth? Or one of the Macbeths?
Yeah.
I saw a guy do a one-man show of Macbeth when I was 13 years old, but it was called McHomer. And he did it as every character from The Simpsons. It was tremendous. I don't remember anything about the story, but I just remember him doing Simpsons impersonations, which is awesome. Here's the thing, though, Derek. You have not hit the best show of them all. So you got two more cracks at it.
You want me to guess what you're thinking?
No, I want you to say. I want you to give me the correct take. That's what I want. Best Broadway shows. You've named 3 of them.
Yep.
2 of them good. Although Cabaret.
These are my favorites.
Yes.
If I were to give you the best, I'll give you Les Mis.
Boom. There we go.
I haven't seen it. It's in Boston right now. I want to go see it.
It's good. I saw it a couple weeks ago. It's an excellent production.
Oh yeah.
Go see it. Highly recommended. My young Derek, go see Les Mis. You'll thank me later.
All right.
But Broadway guy, huh?
Yeah.
Singer?
Yes.
Ooh. Are we talking, let's see, that would be tenor or bass?
I'm a baritone / bass.
Baritone. Yeah. I'm learning about these things now. my girlfriend.
I didn't know you were so into the Broadway.
I know.
You know what's going on.
I enjoy a strong night at the theater. I like it. What have I seen recently? Do want to go down to see a show on Broadway. Book of Mormon's coming. I want to see that. That's going to be.
I saw it last year when it came to Boston. It was great.
It's strong, very strong. Great show. Anytime you let the South Park guys do anything, which is good. As an aside, real quick, the most underrated sports movie of all time, Basketball. Seen Basketball?
I have. I know what you're talking about. I was going to say Rudy, but I like basketball too.
Rudy,
underrated Rudy.
What?
I got a Rudy speech for you. We can do that later.
You have a Rudy speech.
I mean, I memorized it.
You've memorized the Rudy speech.
One of them, yeah. You want me to go into break doing it?
Yeah, please do.
All right, we're going to go inside, outside, inside, outside. We're going to get him on the run. And once we get him on the run, we're going to keep him on the run. Then we're going to go, 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 go. And we're not going to stop till we reach that goal line. They can't lick us. This team, they say, is good, men. But I think we're better. What do you say, men? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sports Hub headlines.
Hey, on that note, the Red Sox are winning 4-3 in the middle of the eighth. We head to the bottom of the eighth over at Fenway Park. Caleb Durbin, the big hit tonight. 2-run home run to put the Red Sox on top in this game as they try to hold on for a victory. At the World Cup, the United States going with their second team tonight against Turkey in a game that does not really matter to them. Weston McKennie, pretty much the only regular starting for the United States tonight. Elsewhere, Netherlands with a 3-1 win over Tunisia. They win their group after Japan and Sweden play to a 1-1 draw. Ecuador and Germany. Ecuador picked up a 2-1 victory. They advanced to the knockouts. Ivory Coast also advancing to the knockouts for the first time ever. They beat Curacao 2-0. Paraguay and Australia also set to get underway at 10 o'clock. Headlines are brought to you by $495 Chrysler Jeep. Make this the summer event is going on right now at $495 Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Lowell. You can save up to $12,000 on a new 1500 Bighorn, Laramie, and limited models, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Visit 495ram.com. I'm Matt McCarthy on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update in 30 minutes.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
The Travelers Championship. Now is the time. This is the place. June 24th through the 28th. For tickets and information, visit travelerschampionship.com.
The Make This the Summer event is going on now at $495 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Lowell. Save up to $12,000 on new 1500 Bighorn, Laramie, and limited models, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Visit 495ram.com.
Your company's website could be in critical condition. The cure? Fresh, compelling content.
You want a random take? Murray's got all sorts on stuff in the world unrelated to sports. So sit back, relax, and get your mind in the game and listen to the words of a
Broadway star back there. I did not know that. Good to find out. Broadway guy. Got Street Team Joe running the show. We'll hear from more of them as we go throughout the evening here. Get to the Red Sox a little bit as well once their game is over. Get to the World Cup. But real quick, before we enter the musings, I will say one of my favorite things about the World Cup is how absolutely absurd everything around it is, including, people like the Brazilian psychic who predicted that the aliens would descend on the Scotland-Brazil match, which actually probably would have been a better result for Scotland had the aliens descended and taken all of them off to their home planet and probed them and done whatever. That would have been a better result for Scotland instead of that 3-0 loss that almost certainly knocks them out of the World Cup. And, of course, the Ghanaian witch doctor who placed a curse on Harry Kane. England did not score. He has removed the curse. So you want to make a bet, Harry Kane to score in the next game now that the witch doctor has removed his curse from Harry Kane. Keep that in mind. But it's my understanding, Joe, we got some ghost stuff going on. We got witch doctors, we got psychics, we got aliens, we got all kinds of stuff. It's the best part about this time of year. World Cup, all that. What do we got?
All right, Matt. Well, before we share some ghost stories here, I was going to ask you, do you yourself believe in ghosts, and have you had any experiences?
I do not believe in ghosts. I believe in aliens, but I don't believe in ghosts. But again, if the theme of the show tonight is I'm going to give you a Joe Murray style take, where you say something and then you say the exact opposite thing and you bring it all together, I don't believe in ghosts, but there are ghosts in Gettysburg.
Oh, so you're a history buff, too.
Oh, yeah, big history buff.
The Gettysburg Address.
Tremendous.
You and Derek might be pretty similar. Broadway
history.
history.
Fist bump back there. Yeah, there we go.
We're
done,
getting into
Derek.
the pizza finally back here.
Oh,
too.
you should.
It's hour 3, so
we gotta fuel the show. No, I mean ghosts do not exist except only one place on planet Earth that I've been to, which is Gettysburg. I'm sure the ghosts exist in Normandy too. I have not been there yet, but no, you walk around Gettysburg around sunset. Oh, buddy, there are ghosts there. And they're waking up and they're ready to go. They say they were killed so fast they don't even know they're dead. About the ghosts in Gettysburg. Well, oh yeah, they're there. Other than that, like normal ghosts, like is there like a ghost in the control room here? No. Like I don't believe in that. Do you have like, ghosts of like family members following me around, like supporting me? No, I don't believe in that. But no, if you were slaughtered by a cannonball at Gettysburg because, again, you were killed so fast that you don't even know you're dead, yeah, those ghosts do exist. Yes, they exist.
Have you been to Gettysburg recently?
Multiple times, yeah. I think last year was the last time.
Is it worth the trip? Because I have not been.
Dude, go to Gettysburg. It's unbelievable. There's no place like it in America that I've been to. And I've been to, number of battlefields. Gettysburg, there's something mystical about that place. It's creepy in a great way. It's awesome. There are ghosts there for sure. Recommended.
So the reason why I been bringing up ghosts is my grandma recently, who she's one of my best friends, known her my whole life. She's been telling me, her and her boyfriend, that they see ghosts on the regular, and they see like our family members or people that aren't even related to our family members. And so it just kind of shocked me that the whole time they can say they can see ghosts like weekly, and I consider them like normal, sane, human beings, and there are ghosts in their life on regular. They say they could see ghosts, and I was like, what in the world is going on?
Can I ask you a question about that claim? Again, your grandmother is making. How old is Nana?
Nana is 84.
And I'm not going to speculate here. I'm not here to tell you anything, but
she is she's a gym instructor. She's as crazy in shape and energetic as you could possibly find.
She's a gym instructor.
Yeah,
at 84.
It skipped a generation. My dad's in great shape. She's in great shape. It skipped a generation with me, but
I'm not helping with the fried dough bites out there.
But yeah, it's wild. But
so she's been saying she's seeing ghosts.
She's seeing ghosts, and I don't know yeah, like your route, should I be like, okay, I'm just going to cross it off as, you're getting older and, maybe the eyesight's not there, or like, is this stuff running my family where I'm going to have to be concerned about this as I get older, that I'm going to start seeing ghosts and I just have to treat it as normal?
Well, again, you don't have to worry about that because the meteors will hit and take us out before the Bucks make the selections that they got for Giannis. So you don't have to worry about that, Joe. That's not going to be a problem for you. It sounds like it might be a problem for her, and I hope that I mean, is it a problem? Are they friendly ghosts? Like, what's the deal here?
So they say they're not affected by them at all. Like they're friendly and that they're just a part of their everyday life.
But what point do they become not friendly? That would be my question. That would be what I'd concerned about.
So
like,
maybe if there was like a conjuring situation and like there was like a house that a lot of murders happened, but I've had a few ghost experiences myself. I shared the other night in the Joe show.
I'm sorry. What are your experiences?
So a couple nights ago, maybe about a week ago, I started. I was in my room playing Xbox. It is late at night, but I'm not drinking or smoking anything, and I hear opera singing. I go downstairs.
It's Derek. He's outside.
Yeah. It's like an old Italian opera singer, like when the moon hits your eye like a bit.
That's amore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We got a real singer here. I mean, I probably shouldn't even give that a shot.
Derek, can you sing?
You want me to sing it?
Maybe a little 10-second clip.
When the moon hits your eye like a bigger pizza pie, that's amore.
That was pretty good.
Pretty strong.
Pretty strong.
Thanks.
Much appreciated.
Are you Italian?
No, Irish.
Oh.
See, that's why it wasn't authentic.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I hear the song, the singing going on. I go downstairs, making sure my TV's not on. The TV's not on. I'm checking the Alexa. I'm like, all right, it has to be something electronic that it was just going off. I didn't see anything, so I head back upstairs. Like 5 minutes later, I hear the same thing, same song, heavy Italian voice, a deep Italian voice. I go back down again. I'm baffled. Nothing's there. I'm like, oh, you know what it is? The neighbor's outside.
Sure.
I shut all the windows. I do open the door to investigate because sometimes our neighbors have, fires late at night. There was no fire in this particular night. But I just chalked it up. It's got to be someone outside. The doors are shut. So now I'm, in bed. Now I'm a little, consciously worried, but I'm checking my phone to distract myself. There's Jaylen Brown rumors, whatnot. Giannis stuff. I hear it a third time, and this time I am very concerned.
Yeah, somebody's messing with you.
Yeah, so I am convinced it's an electronic wave of something. I'm missing a TV. I'm missing Alexa. Maybe my parents are messing with me, but I mean that wouldn't be the case. I head downstairs. This time I decide to go to the basement. So nothing in particularly actually creepy happens in the basement, but that's where I felt like it was directing me, was like to head down there. So I went down there. There wasn't any like weird electron. I'm not going to lie to you and say like there was a weird electronic shock. I just felt a weird presence. At this point though, I go back upstairs. I'm conceding the night. I'm like, if I hear it again, maybe it's just ringing in my head and I just can't get it out. I heard the song earlier in the day. The next day
you heard the song earlier?
No, I didn't. But that's what I was chalking it up to. Like I had to have. It just stuck in my head. So the next day I go down and talk. My parents are pretty open about ghosts and dreams and all of our stuff. I tell them about my experience, and they're like, "No way! Yesterday was your grandfather's death anniversary, and he was a big singer." And so that gave me a little chills, and that is one of my first is there something? Was that a little message? I don't know. I didn't see anything, but I'd like to think I'm not crazy enough where I keep hearing things that aren't there.
Nah, you're not crazy one bit at all. I don't think you're crazy. He's crazy. Stay away, intern. Stay away. It's creepy. That's the musings. Don't we normally do birthdays? On the musings, we normally would. That would be how Joe would do it. Today's birthdays. Mick Fleetwood How about that? Oh, wait, this is yesterday. I shouldn't do that. Joe once did that. And you've never heard a man be so devastated. He got the wrong month for a birthday. And gave out, instead of June 25th, he gave out July 25th. And it was discovered in the middle of the segment. And you've never heard a man sound so depressed on the radio as Joe. Not being able to just wrap his head around the fact that he gave out the wrong birthdays. It's a big responsibility, of which I generally...
When's your birthday, Matt?
May 23rd.
What about you, Derek?
I'm sorry, we've got a Yankees fan in the chat. What's going on?
When was?
Are you fighting people in the chat?
Some people in the chat are trying to take him down. I'm providing some support. What's the conversation?
Trying to you take who down? Me down?
No,
Joe down?
Not you down. They're commenting on the game that they're losing.
Red Sox are winning this game, right?
Yes, the Yankees fan is trying to comment on the game that they are losing.
Yeah. Sounds like a Yankees fan to me. Speaking of Yankees fans, Sonia Sotomayor, of course, Supreme Court Justice. She was born on this day in 1954. I'm not going to do the math. Anthony Bourdain, the legend. May he rest in peace, born on this day in 1956. Let's come out. Ricky Gervais turned 65 today. George Michael, rest in peace, born on this day in 1963. What else? Dikembe Mutombo. I'm just finding a whole bunch of dead people. This is not great. Dikembe Mutombo. May he also rest in peace, born on this day in 1966. Aaron Seeley, the great Aaron Seeley, who Mo Vaughn saved from certain death against George Bell in 1993, born on this day in 1970. Yeah, let's keep rolling through here. What do we have? A lot of names I don't know. And who cares? Charlie Davies. Our friend Charlie Davies. Revs broadcaster. Born on this day in 1986. Then they skipped the entire 1990s on this list. I don't like that. So there you go. Those are your birthdays for June 25th. Murray's Musings. We'll continue. Hey, we got the United States and Turkey coming along. We'll do a little watch along here and then get the Red Sox. They're about to wrap up against the Yankees over at Fenway Park. We'll get to some Red Sox thoughts as well. 617-779-0985. We've got an hour to go. It's the Joe Show. McCarthy in for Joe.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Again, it's their backups. Now, you could make the argument that Turkey has nothing to play for, and they don't. And maybe they don't care, and I'm sure they don't after the disastrous World Cup that they've had. They had 60-plus shots in 2 games, scored 0 goals. So you want to talk about a dejected side that probably doesn't give a crap. But I've never seen the United States men's national team play like this, ever. And I've seen them play down to inferior competition for years, forever. As long as I've been watching them, that's the story of the U.S. men's national team, playing down to lousy, mediocre competition. And yet they have dominated in pretty much the vast majority of the time they've played in this World Cup. Second half against Australia wasn't great. They were up 2-0 in the game, so they didn't have to be perfect. Second half against Paraguay wasn't great. They were up 3-0 at that point, so they definitely did not have to be perfect. And tonight, they trot out 10 new players, I believe. I think Weston McKennie is the only starter actually playing in this game tonight. He's going to serve as the captain for the team. I wonder how long he'll play. And they're just dominating. They're completely dominating this game right now. Turkey was supposed to win the group. They were favored to win the group. You could get them favored in some books to win the group. Now, obviously, they have not been that. But I can't believe what I'm watching. I can't believe how good they've been in this group stage. Maybe once they get to the knockout rounds, you'll find out it was just because they played bum-ass Paraguay and bum-ass Australia and a Turkey team that was apparently the most overrated team entering the tournament, and a Turkey team that had absolutely nothing to play for. Their pride has already been shattered. They can't wait to go home. Get the hell out of here and forget this ever happened. But, man, this U.S. team, I don't want to say they're giving me hope. Hope is a dangerous thing. But they've been so good. I'm blown away by what I've watched. Joe, I saw you moving up to the mic there. You have a thought?
I was going to say that's from one of my favorite movies.
What movie is that? What movie did I just unknowingly quote? Hope is a dangerous thing?
Now, the prison movie. Wow.
Shawshank.
Shawshank.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just blanked.
That is from Shawshank, right?
Yeah, hope is a dangerous thing. It's one of the most dangerous things.
It is. Boy.
Hope can kill a man.
It did. It's going to kill me. I just got a text from one of my soccer friends. They're like, dude, U.S. is going to lose to Bosnia in the round of 32, aren't they? No, they are not. They're not going to lose to Bosnia. They're going to win that game 3-1. They're going to roll into the round of 16. They're going to get some disappointing team like Belgium. This is quarterfinals or bust. Absolutely for the U.S., and we'll see who you get in the quarterfinals. Right now, it would probably be Spain. I don't expect the United States to beat Spain, home soil or not, but I expect them to be competitive because what I've seen from this team is different than anything I've ever seen from the U.S. men's national team in the 20 years I've been watching them. You want to talk soccer legitimately? You can talk soccer. You want to talk World Cup? I'm happy to do it at 617-779-0985. But this has been an awesome tournament just in general, and what I've seen from this U.S. team and their ability to attack set pieces, scoring off of a corner here, it's just different. The attacking creativity, the aggression. They look like a completely different side. They look like, honestly, a European club. If you told me they were England or the Netherlands or Germany or something like that, you put an English jersey on them in this tournament, and I would have believed it. And just based on the way they've looked and the way they've played and their style. I mean, actually, watch England against Ghana and watch this U.S. team and the way they attack. It's different. It's different. And as a quick aside, that England-Ghana game has been a tremendous tournament. And I went to the Iraq-Norway game, and it was absolutely a sports bucket list item for me. It was awesome. Thank God I didn't pay $1,000 to go to that England-Ghana game. Just to watch Ghana park the bus like that and see a scoreless draw. That I feel badly for you if you did. I'm sorry. It's been a great event. It's been a great tournament. And if that's the game you accidentally picked, that's not good. And now that I spent 5 minutes just absolutely praising the U.S. men's national team up and down, they have given up a goal. It's 1-1. They've given up a goal in transition. That's the second team. What are you going to do? I'm just going to ignore it. Pretend it didn't happen. I will also pretend that the Red Sox did not beat the Yankees tonight because you want to talk about a game that went sideways for New York. Red Sox pick up a 6-3 win aided by 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 Yankees errors. Red Sox pick up a win tonight. They pick up a 6-3 win over the Yankees at Fenway Park. I will say this. A couple things I will take away from this. Caleb Durbin, say what you will about him, is a competitor and a gamer. Dislocates his finger yesterday. Hits a home run tonight. Back in the lineup the very next day. Meanwhile, Roman Anthony sprained or tore, partially tore, whatever it is, his ring finger 2 months ago at this point, and still can't swing a bat, still can't pick up a bat. Got one guy with a dislocated finger out there hitting bombs, and another guy won't even pick up a bat. That's a bad look for Roman Anthony. It is. When the likes of Caleb Durbin come in. But again, Caleb Durbin wasn't given $120 million by the team. He's had to work for it. Hasn't been handed to him like the Red Sox have handed everything to their young players. Like $60 million to Christian Campbell, or Marcelo Meyer treated like the second coming ever since he entered the organization, or Brian Bayo allowed to get away with what he got away with for years. Just the childish attitude, the lack of accountability. You could say Red Sox let Rafael Devers get away with a lot of that stuff too before they traded him out of here. Tristan Casas has been allowed to get away with stuff. Jarren Duran has been allowed to get away with stuff. So, yeah, it is what it is, but the Red Sox just hand things to their young players, don't make them earn it, and a guy like Durbin comes in, hasn't been very good, he's been better lately, but dislocates a finger and is like, well, I still need to compete, I still need to be out there. Hits a home run tonight. So where exactly is Roman Anthony? The answer is nowhere to be found. 617-779-0985. Let's go to Doug in New York. Hi, Doug.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Good. And Yankees own you guys, so always good.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, 27 rings, dude.
Okay. How old are you, Doug?
Why does that matter?
No, I'm just curious. How old are you?
You sound like a bot.
No, you see, Doug, actually, you sound like... Do you hear that sound in the background, Doug? Like you got... What the hell is going on in the background there, Doug?
What do you mean?
I think he actually is a bot. Is this AI?
What?
I think it is. Do you hear that sound in the background? I'm convinced we've got an AI caller.
Now that sounds like a bot in the background.
Sure. But I'm curious, AI Doug, how old are you?
As an AI, I cannot provide age.
Bye, Doug. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. We'll miss you. See you later.
Derek says that was the Yankees fan in the chat who was talking.
Well, I mean, he should talk trash. I mean, again, if you're, old and saw the Yankees have a lot of success. That's why I asked how old he was. See, now, we talked about it, why I fell in love with baseball. It was my grandfather who watched Ruth and Gehrig and DiMaggio and Mantle. And when I would talk about the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry as a kid, and this is, really the formative sports experience as a child talking baseball with my grandfather, who, could tell me everything about listening to Lou Gehrig's speech on the radio, all that stuff. The 1927 Yankees, you name it. And he used to say to me when I talk about the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry, and this is in the 90s, he would say, son, for there to be a rivalry, one side actually has to win every once in a while. Now, he could say that because he lived through all of that. Then the Red Sox won in 2004 and changed everything. But like the whole 27 rings thing, it's like you're not alive for any of it. The Yankees have won one ring essentially in this millennium. 2000, I guess. So they've won two. In this millennium, not century, not decade, millennium. One ring, 2009. It's been a long time.
Yeah, the argument when my friends and I argue, and I have some Yankees friends, and they pull out the 27 rings argument, and I say, well, I've seen 4, you've seen 2, and that tends to trigger them.
Yeah, well, they have a hard time accepting that. If you want to talk about the history of it, let's talk about the history of it, but you can't really say that. And listen, I'm not here to defend what the Red Sox have done, but what the Yankees have done I mean, in the last 15 years, it's not. I mean, they're in the playoffs, but really come close to winning a damn thing. So, I don't know. It's just weird to hear. Well, I guess that wasn't a real Yankees fan. What are you going to do? JP in North Providence, which, I mean, really is like Yankees territory. I mean, there's so many Yankees fans in Rhode Island because it's a weird place, JP. How you doing?
Bleep the Canadians and bleep the Yankees, please, Matt. Matt, since it's a Joe show, and we're going to have a little quick fun if we could talk ghosts, and then maybe go out with a Broadway musical in honor of the 250th anniversary. Have you seen the movie Ghost Ship with Gabriel Byrne? Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not.
There is a scene where everybody, spoiler alert, gets killed with a cable coming across it. The ghosts on that ship are scary. That ranks as one of my favorite ghost movies. And if we're talking Broadway musicals, I heard somebody's a fan of it. 250th anniversary, the United States, my favorite, with my favorite actor, Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Oh, there we go. All right, I thought you were going 17.
Jimmy Cagney, I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, a Yankee Doodle boy, a real-life nephew of my Uncle Sam, and as Cagney would say, born on the 4th of July. Matt, I hope you're working on the 4th. I'll be calling in.
JP, I will not be working on the 4th. I have a very important event to go to on the 4th. Family member getting married on the 4th. Honestly.
They took the 4th of July away from you?
4th of July is overrated.
Well, I mean, you could be sitting down with a lobster roll on the beach. That sounds pretty nice, doesn't it?
I feel like it's a good holiday. Don't get me wrong. But it's no different than any other summer day. You know what I mean? Like, you can people take their time off in the summer. I don't necessarily need a holiday in the summer because I'm already taking the time off anyway. So I like the experience of it, fireworks, all that, it's America's birthday. Great. I love that. I love what it represents, but the actual day itself, kind of overrated because it's no different than the week you're going to take off in August. You know what I mean by that?
It's so tough to get to a beach on the actual 4th of July. You can't even bother.
That is a terrible experience. And actually, when you think about every jackass out there lighting off fireworks in your backyard, no, we don't need this. It's just, honestly, give me August 4th over July 4th. That's better. It's not going to be as crowded. You're still going to get the summer experience. You still get the lobster roll. You still do all that. So no, he didn't take the 4th away from me. The only problem is it's going to be a pain in the ass getting to and from the actual, place where we're going. So that's going to be, kind of painful. But taking the holiday, taking what away from me? What, sitting on the beach? Well, I don't like the beach anyway. Too crowded, too much sun, too much sand. Hate people out on that. Too warm, too hot.
You strike me as a Sandlot guy. Like, do you like the Sandlot movie?
Amazing.
That's
tremendous.
Every 4th of July, that's, I pop that movie in, swim in my pool, watch that movie, and call it a night.
Honestly, not a bad way to spend the 4th, but you can do the same thing on the 7th and the 11th and the 14th because you're not working in the summer anyway. So do you really need the holiday? I'm telling you, we'd be better off with that holiday repositioned elsewhere where you really need it.
Like a Jaylen Brown trade. We'd be better off if we turn that into a center and maybe a power forward or a stretch 3.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be better off. No, my argument is you're better off without Jaylen Brown. We're definitely not better off without the 4th of July. I'm saying what if we celebrated Independence Day when you really need it, which is in March? Don't you need a 3-day weekend in March? I don't need a 3-day weekend in July. I'm already taking 10 days anyway. Just like the rest of you. This is my new thing. I've been thinking a lot about the holidays, like the calendar, like the timeline of it. We need a we need a holiday in March. You need a 3-day weekend at about the middle of it, because at that point you're so burnt out. You're going from President's Day to what? I mean, we get Patriots Day here, which is great. President's Day to Memorial Day. We're going 3 months without a 3-day weekend. Now we got to reposition one of those.
A 3-day weekend during March Madness does sound pretty elite. I will say that.
Tremendous. I got it figured out. That's really how I judge the holidays. If I'm ranking the holidays, where are you falling in the calendar and how is it affecting my life as part of it? 4th of July is just there. It's a good time of year, all that, great celebrations, but you don't need it in July. Same way I'd argue, sneaky. The Columbus Day weekend is one of the better. The weather's amazing. You need it. You got a ton of stuff going on in the sports world. That's a great time for a 3-day weekend. October, after everybody returns to work, returns to school, you need a 3-day weekend in October. You got to have it. We got stuff loaded up into November. See, it's all concentrated there. You get Veterans Day, which is a very meaningful holiday. Sometimes it falls on a Friday or a Monday. You got a 3-day weekend, but then you're getting the 4-day weekend with Thanksgiving a week and a half later, 2 weeks later. You see what I mean? You're doubling up there. You got to spread the wealth out here. Need it in early spring.
You're convincing me. I'm buying into this.
You should.
What about Halloween off?
It's not a holiday.
No, but I know, but if we reposition 4th of July to, okay, I get Halloween or Halloween weekend, maybe I get that Friday off.
But you get Columbus Day 2 weekends before that. You don't need it then.
I guess. I was just thinking like a nice Monday off during football season does sound pretty awesome.
Well, you'll get that one day with Labor Day when the NFL moves to a Labor Day start again. Don't you worry. It's coming for you. We'll make that happen. How about Shane in Westport? Hello, Shane.
Matt, hey, what's up, dude?
How you doing?
Hey, big fan. Yeah, to Westport. I've been hearing you talk about Red Sox, Yankees rivalries. I believe you're my age. I know you're from Carver. Mm-hmm. Not too far away. I actually played Carver in high school football. But dude, the best time
probably
the
destroyed
Yankees
them.
Yeah, I went to Bishop Stang. We played you guys. The best time in our time, dude. Come on, dude, Jason Varitek going in A-Rod's face,
it's great.
That was by far the best time of the Yankees rivalry for us, dude.
It was amazing. And are you really feeling it tonight that you beat the Yankees 6-3? You can't. The Red Sox suck. The Yankees, they haven't won in so long. It doesn't. Is there anybody on this Yankees team you hate outside of Cam Schlittler because he annoyed you last year? Schlittler's a good villain, but do you hate anybody else? You go back to 2004, I hated everybody on that Yankees team. Posada. Oh, F. Posada. That guy. Luis Sojo, Clemens, Pettit. Hated all of them. All of them. Rivera. Didn't like him. How could you? Even though he was this nice, jovial guy who smiled after we applauded him. Whatever. Giambi. Hated that guy. Reuter. Scott Brocious. Screw that dude. Paul O'Neill. Hated him. I like Bernie Williams. How could you not like Bernie Williams? Shane Spencer, F him.
Matsui. I didn't like Matsui.
How could Contreras, after he signed there and not here, loved watching that guy fail. Thinking of so many guys that A-Rod. How could I not even mention A-Rod and Jeter and all? Yeah, because they won back then. So you built up a hatred of that team. This Yankees, do you hate Didi Gregorius? No, of course you don't. Do you hate Aaron Judge? Guy hasn't done anything in October. How could you possibly hate him? And the Red Sox are completely and totally irrelevant. So it's not a great time for it, for sure. The fact that I got an AI bot calling tonight to remind me that the Yankees have won 27 rings. It's whatever. This isn't 2004. Who cares? Who cares about any of that? Who cares about Red Sox Yankees in 2026? I don't. Because the Yankees haven't won a damn thing and the Red Sox suck. So there you go. We'll continue. I went long there. I apologize. Joe Murray said something today that is, I've never heard anything like this on these airwaves. It's graphic. We will play for you what you miss and what the night show might normally offer you on a night where Joe's here, but he's not. He was on the midday show today, and he made his presence known. We will play that for you next.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5.
State's goal, and it's called back by offsides. Damn it. They got to tweak this rule. I am a soccer guy. I love the sport. I do. I very much enjoy it. They got to loosen up the offsides rule. Just a little bit.
They let it go way too long, don't they? Like, I get confused. Like, that looked like a goal, and then they let it go, the celebration go on way too long.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me the offsides, how it's different from hockey?
Okay, so, in hockey, obviously there's the blue line. The line, draw the imaginary line at where the last defender is in soccer. So your body cannot be beyond the final defender before the goal, not counting the goalkeeper. So you need to be at level with the final defender. Hockey, if any part of your body is on the other side, on the neutral zone side of the blue line, you are considered onside. That's what they should do with soccer. Is, because right now it's, goal, sad, goal, Turkey, a goal, 2-1. I do believe Turkey's playing mostly their starters. I saw Guler out there. So this is against the backups for the U.S. men's national team, who do not look as good as the starting 11 for the U.S. men's national team. So sad. There's a fan in the crowd. He's giving the sad. He's like got a Ronald McDonald thing going on there. Yeah, this is not great. Not that it matters, but yeah, it's. So I'm sorry, you were asking about offsides?
I think you made it make sense, but they use AI now, so even like if you have a nose ahead of the other guy, like they're still going to call it. Like say your body's in line, but your head or hand is.
Yes, like if your hand is out in front, yeah, you would be considered offside, which I hate. Like we should have more scoring in the sport. We should do something. I'm not saying eliminate. People say eliminate offsides. You don't need to do that. However, I would say eliminate offsides on any passes in the box. Like if you're in the box, man on man at that point, if somebody gets beyond you, that's fine. Like I want a guy to be able to go to the corner of the net, like in hockey, it's like you go to the net. I want anybody to be able to go to the net and try and score there. That would be my approach. If I were sports dictator and sports god, that would be how I would want to do it. So yeah, the United States gets one called back. They give one right back away to Turkey. And it's 2-1 Turkey right now in a game that, again, does not mean anything for the U.S. Or for Turkey. And the U.S. is playing all of their backups, as they should. 617-779-0985. Let's go to Sarko in Malden. Hi, Sarko.
Hey, McCarthy. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
How you doing, Sarko? What's up?
What's going on? I talked to you a while ago, man. It was a while ago, brother, and it was about, the Red Sox. I just screw the damn Red Sox and the Nets and the 360, But I got a question for you.
I got an answer for you.
Now, you say you eat all the seafood, right?
Sure.
Have you ever tried conch meat? It's called conch meat, actually, the correct term.
Have I tried what? I think we're going to have to let you go on that. I know we're in the safe harbor, but we might have to let you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, speaking of the safe harbor, there was a moment today on the Zolak and Bertrand program involving our very own Joe Murray that has generated a lot of reaction, rightfully so. The only thing I would say is this may be the most graphic thing anybody has ever said and gotten away with maybe in the history of 98.5 The Sports Hub. Is that
I'm not even sure we're allowed to play this, but we're going to play it.
We're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Because, again, it's after 10 o'clock. No FCC violation is going to happen here. So this is what Joe Murray had to say, and I don't think he intended to say it this way.
I don't know when to call someone soft. I'm a human. If someone called me soft, I'd come right down their throat. So I'm not ready. I would come at them. Okay.
How far down their throat?
We definitely can't say that, right? You guys are the worst. I don't even know if that's a fake promo. I don't even know if we can play that again. That was not my intention. I apologize.
They're stunned in the hallway.
I don't even know what to say. How, Joe? How did you go there? How? I think he said he was trying to like go at their throat, not do that. Joe, it's a family. In the words of the great Don Orsillo, this used to be a family program. What on earth? We can't be doing that, buddy. We can't be saying that. Poor Zoe asking how far.
Nothing worse than when your friends call you out right after too, and just really rub it in and make you feel bad. I love how they're like, we can't even play that again.
Well, we did.
Yeah, no fake promo Friday with that.
No, they can't play it during those hours. We can play it during this hour. That's for sure. I don't even know what to say. It's my job to not be speechless. It's my job to come on and fill these airwaves with 4 hours of talking. We don't want dead air. I don't even know how to... what more do you want me to say about it? Is there any more to be said about it? Joe, is there any more to be said about it? Can we do that? Can we respond at all to this? Or should we just move on and say, yep, that happened? I guess it happened. What are you laughing at back there? I saw you go to your phone. You get a text?
Yeah, Joe, I'm asking Joe to call in. We may be getting a Joe explanation soon.
A Joe explanation?
A Joe explanation. He is saying the fact that I had to use the dump button on myself is just as bad, which may be true.
I would agree with that.
I think it's close. I think I do think it's close.
We'll
but I've never quite heard anything like that on the air at all. And
No, I've never. Again, I've been at this a long time, 13 years. We'll effort it. We'll see if we can get Joe Murray to respond, to defend himself for those graphic comments that he made earlier on today. In the meantime, Eric in Boston, you can say a lot of things. You probably can't say what Joe said. Hi, Eric.
I certainly can't top what Joe said, but I have a solution to offsides because I agree that it slows the game down. The best thing to do, any pass that originates inside the 18, no offsides. Kind of like hockey in the blue zone. And then the other thing to prevent that silliness where they line up on the 18 and try to draw people offsides, any direct kick, no offsides.
Couldn't agree, Eric. I couldn't agree more. Perfect. Any free kick, no offsides. You can line up anywhere, put a man on a man. Corner, no, absolutely. And, if you stay in the box and a guy just hangs out, clear the ball out, guard him, cover him, mark him, as they would call it in footy. Do whatever you want to do. I agree. Just loosening up the offside rule it's one of the great buzzkill moments in sports because a goal in soccer is awesome. It's almost always great, and yet you take it away. And I'm not saying that you should eliminate the rule, but they should loosen it up a little bit. And let's not use that term around Joe. Let's not use the term loosen. Things might get not great. Not great at all. All right, we'll continue. We'll take your thoughts on anything, if you couldn't tell. 617-779-0985. Quick update here on the Sports Hub headlines, and we'll roll on with the Joe-less Joe Murray Show. It's McCarthy in for Joe.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Team USA with a third-minute goal. They have since conceded 2 more to Turkey. So Turkey leads 2-1 right now in the final group stage game for the United States. This game does not matter for the U.S. Or for Turkey. The U.S. Playing all of their backups in this game so far tonight. Elsewhere at the World Cup, in a game that does matter, scoreless between Paraguay and Australia in the 39th minute. Ivory Coast advancing to the knockout round for the first time ever. They beat Curacao 2-0 earlier today. Ecuador with a surprise victory over Germany, 2-1 win for Ecuador there. They advance to the knockout stage. Japan and Sweden will both take knockout spots after they advance with a 1-1 draw. Netherlands picking up the win against Tunisia, 3-1 for Holland. They advance to probably the best round of 32 game against Morocco. Holland and Morocco coming your way after the Netherlands wins Group F. Meanwhile, the United States, it is official. They will play Bosnia in their round of 32 game on July 1st. Red Sox a 6-3 win tonight. Caleb Durbin, big home run off of Cam Schlittler. Yankees making 4 errors in aiding the Red Sox towards victory tonight. Headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, a no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Matt McCarthy on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe.
No, that is one of the ultimate examples of tanking here. They did not tank effectively because they did not install a stooge. You have to have a stooge. So I'll tell you what, Austria and Algeria, you better fire your coaches before game 3, match day 3. If you want to lose that game and avoid Spain and get Switzerland instead in the round of 32, which is a winnable game for just about anybody. Switzerland's not the roster they once were. It's not their strongest roster they've ever had at a World Cup. So you're going to actively see teams trying to lose. I also read, I think, if they play to a draw, then Austria gets them. So there's no benefit to play to a draw. Well, I guess there would be a benefit if you're Algeria to play to a draw, but if you're Austria, you don't. So are we going to see a situation where they own goal at the end of the game? I bet you they might.
Derek, what do you think? You're a soccer guy.
I would love to see that.
There is a famous example, and it was like between like Barbados and maybe like Puerto Rico or something in the 1994 Caribbean Cup, where they had a golden goal situation where it's like, you get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, as you normally would in soccer, but you would get an extra point if you won in overtime on a golden goal. So Barbados or somebody needed to advance. There's a whole video out there. It's a Sports Nation video, SB Nation video, I think, about this situation where one team needed to force the game to go to overtime so they could advance. The other team needed to avoid overtime. So if overtime did not happen, didn't matter if the game ended in a draw in regulation, but if it went to overtime, then they would be knocked out. So you had a situation where either team scoring was a disaster for one side, so both teams were defending and trying to score on both nets. You might get that situation. I'm telling you, watch that game. You might get that situation where you have both teams defending and trying to score on both nets. It's like wherever you get the ball, try and score on that net, or swear to God, don't let the other team do it. Watch that. That's going to play out. Guarantee you that's going to play out.
I would love that.
Fascinating. I root for the chaos. Love that. How about Mike in Auburn? Hi, Mike.
Hi, McCarthy. I was just calling to see. I think I've watched like 2 hours of soccer in my life, but I know that usually the field is divided into, say, there is a neutral zone, an attacking zone, and a defending zone. And I would say why not just play it like hockey, where once the ball crosses over, set blue line, quote unquote, it's off to the races after that. But I don't know if that would interfere with the flow of the game or what have you, but I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
I mean, the only thing I'd say about it, Mike, is I love the idea of once you're inside the box, inside the 18, there's no offsides. Let it play out, the way it always plays out in the middle of the field. That's fine. But no offsides on set pieces and no offsides in the box. That would be good. And make it so that your body needs to be completely beyond the final defender and not just, your hand is beyond the final defender and that makes you offsides. Would try to avoid that situation. But that's just one thing I'd tweak. And so other than that, I mean, I think people are appreciating the World Cup. They love it, but a little bit tweaking the offsides rule, I think, would be a benefit to the sport. That's for sure. 617-779-0985. How about Eric in the car? Hi, Eric.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
Hey, I appreciate you guys sticking it out. Like, it's a hard time for sports right now for me, but hearing you guys make it a little bit easier.
I'm a hero. I'm a hero is what you're saying, and I agree.
You know
Thank
what? Not every hero wears a cape. I wanted to go ahead and quickly call it down. Gerard Mayo, did he kind of do us a favor? Do you think if we had the first overall pick, we would have ended up with Drake May? What's your thoughts? In revisionist history.
Drake May was already on the team, Eric.
When Gerard Mayo, that was the pick that got us Drake May. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Drake May.
Okay, all right.
Drake May started that game, and Joe Milton came in for him. Yeah. No, that got you Will Campbell, which might be a problem. Might be an issue. Because, it's always a good sign when you spend the 4th overall pick on a left tackle who a lot of people think is a guard, and then the very next year you trade up for a tackle in the first round. That's it's always a good sign.
Did you see those Will Campbell workout videos, though? over the last couple of days.
I've heard something about this. What happened?
He's been working out with the top left tackles in the league out there. Yeah,
cool.
I think there's 8 of them.
Cool.
But you know what's disturbing is when you see him next to the other top 8 tackles, you can noticeably tell how much smaller he is than all of them.
Yeah. You're like, hey, dude, really, the reason he's working out with them is because if they're going to get their work in, right, they need somebody to their right. They want to, they invite a guard to the camp. Because that's what he is. He's a guard. Guard. Will Campbell is a guard. So, yeah, that's what it cost you. It cost you maybe Travis Hunter or trading down in that spot. I mean, because you weren't going to take, God, why am I drawing a blank on the name of the, in Tennessee?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. Yeah, somebody would have wanted to be an idiot and trade up for Cam Ward. So that's what it cost you. In the end, I mean, that's going to be somewhat of a footnote in Patriots history. It was a moment in time. And what a moment it was. And good for Gerard Mayo for sticking it to them. Because again, and I'd make the same argument with Craig Breslow. It's like, the guy knows he's getting fired. So why exactly would he be have any interest in doing what's in the best interest of the Boston Red Sox moving forward? Do you expect that to happen? I say not. Ken Rosenthal said today, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Craig Breslow gets fired. We can all be thankful for that. I did have a realization. It's not going to be in the next couple of weeks. The MLB draft hasn't happened yet. You're not going to fire your GM right before the MLB draft, for whatever that's worth. So once again, it is prospects leading the way for the Boston Red Sox. It's because it's worked out so well. They did pick up a 6-3 win tonight, though, thanks to 4 Yankees errors. Derek, Joe, appreciate the help. Much appreciated. I'm back tomorrow with Tim McCone. I will be fresh and ready to go at 10 a.m. I'm looking forward to that. Joe's back on Monday. Talk to you then. See ya.